can't stop the round trip before I seen the whole thing. Foreshadow, cold game got me hot, need a cold shower. In the fast lane on my 24th hour, shipped it out of state, 100 plate of that sour 10-piece flock of geese, pound cakes of that powder pack, power tools, plot, power moves of games hours. At largest Bogor, come to find out I had it in the bag all along. Chip on my shoulder, been getting over, push cola like Pepsi, break slab down the boulders. Calculate my every move if it's worth it first. Pick it up, cut it smooth, how a surgeon work. Even more smooth when I serve the work. Chickens of that fish scale, call it surf and turf. Back when I was young, I hugged the block. Underdogs in the field, clutching blocks, chucking rocks. All grown now, so we flood the block. Dumping blocks, stretch it like elastic. Cutting soft, make it flip like gymnastics. Duffel stuff with guap. Double and quintuple my numbers up a knot. Prime one, that's him. Sky. Thought you thought, but I wasn't born yesterday. All I do is ball. You goofies underestimate. Heavyweight bag, step on your weight class. I done moved across states, blood I can't cap. Strap with it on my pivot, clocking digits. Rock hard and I ain't even in the kitchen. I'm on a mission to move soft, make a thing flip like a moonsault. Keep a switch for everybody through salt. Face froze, somebody check dude's pulse. Is you stepping or stepped on? Wake the game up, make them regret I was slept on. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. I'm getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true Bogart, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See, I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's all business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah, it just hit different. You find my story is all non-fiction. I put my fan before me and I gotta mention. I keep an air phantom mob of henchmen. For you squares, option for opposition. And you ops that get popped trying to stop my ascension. Talking generational, you got my attention. Underworld motivational, you feel the sensation. Try to see how I look, get booked, I'll take it. I was just a crook, all it took was some patience. Now my phone off the hook, I got hella deals waiting. You ain't really made it unless you got somebody hating. Bogey's world, welcome to a new dawn. Till I move up, I can never move on. Big bread got me bougie past the great poop on. Getting over while you busy fighting over croutons. Yeah, bogeyism, a true Bogart, gon' get it. All this water got me tripping. Hella fish scale, but I ain't fishing. See, I move with precision. When it comes to living, I'm the definition. If I stand for one thing, it's all business. Bogeyism, it just hit different. Yeah.
Welcome into another beautiful edition of our beautiful morning show that we like to call
Wake
Your Game Up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, showing up and showing out this beautiful Friday morning after a fabulous Thursday night football contest. If you were joining us last night, we appreciate everybody who was watching, hanging out with us during the watch party. Good morning, my gentlemen, Wartime Bogey, Kidda, JD Guccini. Fellas, how you doing this morning?
You know, just that war.
Man, hey, it's Friday, bro. We had Christmas kickoff last night. I'm sipping out my Los Cabos cup, man. I'm feeling real great on a Friday, man. 100%. Not cuss. wake your dang game up on a Friday to help you get ready for this Friday night game. And we're going to double right back on Sunday, man. 2 more days, bro. We here.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Jamie in the chat, Tino, and of course the GMM network letting us know that Taylor Swift got a bad box.
She does. What up, Jeremy? What up, twin? Top of the morning to y'all.
All right. Well, now that the pleasantries are out of the way, let's kick off this morning like the way we usually do every morning with a little bit of some fantasy news. And we do have our ear to the street, Lee, with us.
What's
Lee.
up, boys? Kidda, Bogey,
Good morning. What's happening?
JD, and of course the man, Peacock, behind the mic.
Is he out there in them streets right now?
No, I'm just outside my backyard.
Okay.
Close enough.
Well, Jalen Ramsey just landed a nice long 3-year extension.
Nice.
You know, it's
$24 million per year, making him the highest paid cornerback in the NFL for the second time in his career.
It's funny because is this why he's been hurt all offseason? He's like, hey, listen, my shoulder or whatever it was, hammy, whatever you were saying. Now you got the bag. Pretty good tactics.
Yeah, it works out.
He's kind of fantasy relevant nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a shutdown guy. He's not a shutdown guy, so no one stays away from him. They throw the ball in his direction. He actually backs up a bunch of tackles.
Yeah, pass deflected, all that.
Where he explained the first play out the second half in the Super Bowl where T hit head top team pause.
Yeah.
He fucked him up. But yeah, he was mad at that though. Oh, everything. He still thinks about that shit. I forgot what podcast he was just on talking about that shit.
Because that shit, they opened up that second half and it was all
Right
bad.
Oh, my mama ran directly at his ass.
Yeah. And then we were just discussing in our behind the that T. Higgins is not practicing on Friday. So adjust your lineups.
I have a theory where T. Higgins has actually been dead for a long time. Like, he's a T. Higgins doppelganger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, contract season, man. He's got to figure it out. We got Andre Josefas in the background waiting to take advantage. I think he's next in line. We got Burton. He's also a candidate to get some snaps, but
right?
yeah.
All right, here's some breaking news for you. DeAndre Hopkins reveals he's playing through a MCL tear.
Well, that means I don't want none of that.
I am a doctor.
Yep.
I don't want none of that, bro.
Hell no.
Hell to the 999.
No.
Hey, I will tell you, as a doctor myself, that
Quick with that shit, bro.
see,
Yeah.
this right here, this is a knee. See that?
And for Rasheed Rice owners, they should be very happy.
Hold on, Liam, do my doctor.
Oh, do your doctor.
Hold on. This is a knee. See that?
Yeah.
All kind of MCLs.
It's kind of holy.
MCLs, ACLs, all in there. You know? See, I'm a rock star, so I got the ripped jeans, right? And a doctor, by the way.
Funny like a rock star.
ACL, MCL, LCL, all the CLs, bro. You can't run without any of them.
What about
Oh, dear God.
We got a question from the chat, guys. Which Jags wide receiver do you think that Ramsey will cover this week?
It's gonna be
I
Brian
think
Thomas.
he's gonna.
Yeah, whoever's on the outside, he ain't coming inside.
They don't have him shadowing, and he stays to one side, so it's probably gonna be that right side, and it's gonna be Brian Thomas most of the time.
Yeah, Brian Thomas. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
I mean, you know what they could do is fuck around and be like, all right, Gabe Davis, you go over there where Ramsey's at. You know what I mean? We're gonna put
And
Thomas
all
over
around.
here. Yeah. So I don't
It looks.
right.
It's more looking like Rasheed Rice is going to play the whole year without being a suspension. They're saying he's currently expected to be available for the entire 2024 season. So,
He better be.
yeah.
And
I got many shares of him. I hope it works out. I took a gamble on it. I know in many leagues. I took a huge gamble.
Well, we see
I'm still trading with
that gamble gonna pay off, bro.
I picked him up everywhere.
Especially in keeper leagues. I did not know if I wanted to keep him. I'm like, well, do I keep him or not? I'm like, I took the gamble and it's gonna maybe it's pay off right now. Good time. I'm all good there.
What else you got for us, Big Lee?
Tito said Ramsey can play both ways. Pause.
For tonight's game, the Eagles are going to wear black helmets, white jerseys, and black pants, and the Packers are going to wear their traditional white, yellow, and green jersey.
Oh, I thought I had the other background up. My bad.
That's all good.
No, wait, the Packers are wearing green?
Yeah,
like
the Packers are going tonight. They're going to wear. Packers are going to wear white, yellow, and green jersey.
Yeah, okay. Like the way I put it up in the graphic last night, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I thought the green. Oh, that's what they're going to wear, and they're saying here, the Chargers are going to use the hot hand with Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins for usage.
So J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, so they're going to use the hot hand going forward. It looks like it.
This is interesting.
Here's some fun facts for you.
Okay.
After last night's game, Xavier Worthy had 2 touchdowns last night of 20-plus yards, right? The Chiefs' entire offense last year had 4 touchdowns of 20-plus yards the whole season.
Wow.
That's crazy. And
I think that was the first 20-plus yard touchdown throw that Patrick Mahomes has made since they traded away Tyreek Hill.
Exactly.
I think it was 2014 and 15. The Chiefs went an entire season and a half. It wasn't until like November of 2015. They went from that time from 14 to November of 2015 without throwing a touchdown pass to a receiver.
Say that again.
No shit, right?
They go through these little spells and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. But there was a lot of Travis Kelce during that time.
Yeah. Sure was.
Kelce was quite quiet last night.
Yeah.
I think the coverage was.
It's the bad box.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. So, and I hate to put the business out in the streets, but it's fantasy talk, right? So look, after the draft, right? Draft ended about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock on Saturday, right? So I'm looking up. I didn't go out Saturday night. I was tired, bro. Even Saturday night, I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. with the worst heartburn ever. But long story short, right? I didn't go out, so and I still got trees, so I'm at the house blowing. Now I got the whole motherfucking joint to myself, man. I'm big and back, nigga, really relaxing, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
The phone, and I'm looking at the transactions, and I see Devontae Adams and Deontay Johnson go for T. Higgins and Justin Tucker. I said, man,
what?
Bro, look. So when I wake up on Sunday, I'm tapping because I'm always up. I got to have my coffee and shit.
Yeah.
Always first up.
Brother,
motherfuckers in the league like, bro, did you see the trade? They're like, yeah. So the nigga that pulled the trade, he get up with me. He early in the morning. I said, man, why you rob that boy like that? He said, man, that motherfucker sent it to me. So one more thing on top of that. So the boy Higgins, right? T. Higgins, we don't know what's going on. And now Kelce, and he drafted Kelce. What round? I got the board right here. Where is that? Where he take Kelce at? He took Kelce in the 3rd. So he gave up Adams, gave up Deontay to bring in T to pair with Kelce last night. Dudley, motherfucking T. Higgins might not be in the lineup this week. I'm like, I ain't gonna say the person name. He might be watching. He might comment, but yeah, bro.
Speaking of tight ends, Minnesota's tight end T.J. Hawkinson is targeting week 7 for return.
Ooh.
Oh man, I have no TJ.
I got him in one IR spot.
Going in right around 14, 15.
I always feel weird drafting a guy that's hurt to just put him on the IR and then picking up a waiver guy. Like, I don't know. Exactly. I'd rather draft somebody.
Hoping that Sam Darnold will actually make him a thing.
The only person that I feel weird about that this year would be Nick Chubb, because you're paying a high pick on him. But if it's really only 4 weeks, then I wouldn't mind giving up that 8th round pick for Nick Chubb. But
I got him in the 13th in ours.
I mean, if Hockenson is going in the 14th, 15th round, that's a dart throw, 100%, bro. On my mouth.
And we have a question.
Another question from the chat. We got our homeboy Derek Lincoln asking, he's working, but would you trade Brock Bowers away for Isaiah Likely? He was offered it earlier today.
Damn,
and
bro.
It's there.
Hey, you know where I'm gonna go, bro. I'm gonna say yeah, just because I've seen what Likely did the last 4 games of the regular season and what he did in the playoffs compared and what he did last night, picking up from where he left off last year compared to Brock Bowers, and not just seeing it, but Brock Bowers is a top 10 pick.
I think I had a booger this whole time.
You don't get those type of tight ends don't come around too often. And if we do believe in Minshew and what we did see Minshew do, you know, it should be some belief that Brock Bowers is going to have some type of fantasy relevancy this year. But just me, I'm a Isaiah
likelihood
100%, bro.
Yeah, there's no dominant receiver in that Baltimore room, so I think they're gonna do that 2 tight end wide set, and unless Tez Walker comes back and he's a baller, which unfortunately we weren't able to see because of his injury or whatever. But like what I saw Isaiah Flowers, Rashad Bateman, he was getting a little bit of targets, but it wasn't enough.
For saying Bateman.
Yeah, don't fall for the bait, man. Hey, but I think I would.
Don't fall for the bait.
Yeah,
man.
The bait is the money.
No. In all likelihood, I think Isaiah Likely is going to end up that tight end 1 on that team. So that's a nice piece to have over in Baltimore.
Yeah, it is.
Give me Likely.
It's a bit reactionary, but I'm the one to come bring that to, because I'm reacting too. I'll probably do that, but maybe you just sit tight and wait, because it's not like you're going to be able to utilize Likely anyway. He just plays.
I know a lot of times we say, like, don't overreact to week 1, but I do think that this is a trend. Like we said, JD's pointed it out. Kidda had some good points there. Baltimore is going to be running a lot of 12 personnel regardless if they're trailing or not. The only thing is teams probably won't be doubling Mark Andrews every single play for the rest of the season now with Isaiah Likely there, but he's still going to get his work. And he seems to be more explosive with the ball in his hands than almost anybody else on that team.
Bro, that motherfucker, man.
Well, Likely's going to hands down be a tight end guy.
And he's a smaller tight end. He's only like 6'5", like 230, 240. But, you know, coming out of Carolina, that motherfucker was putting up numbers, bro.
He was.
You talking about the white boy from Carolina?
No, Likelihood.
Oh, Likelihood. Oh, okay. He came out of Carolina. Okay.
Carolina.
You thought he was talking about Tommy Tremble?
Tommy.
Well, we know Likely's going to be the week 1 darling for the waiver wire.
Really high.
Tommy ain't got no job. Rest in peace to Tommy, man. My guy right there.
Rest in peace to Tommy, man.
Let's see what else we got here.
The news.
Well, that's all the news I got for now, boys.
Okay. Shit. The ear to the streets, ladies and gentlemen.
We appreciate you, Lee. Always doing your job, man. Good stuff. If something else comes up, you know, we always have you on tap. So we just love that. Appreciate you. And I'm sure the chat does as well. So thanks a lot, Lee. Hope everything goes well with the house renovations, bro.
Lee's building it with his bare hands.
I think that's perfect timing too, because he froze up there at the end.
I thought he was just holding it still like Michael Jackson. Like before he fucking, you know, Michael Jackson on that stage.
Before the song starts, right? Yeah. Like just holding that pose.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, the king of pop fantasy news himself, the ear to the street.
All right. Derek said, okay, bet I'm going to do the trade accepting now. Nice. There you go, bro. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, because you never know. He could pull that right back.
Who's this? Ilya Loshak? What's up? What's up?
What is Loshak?
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning. Hey, 12-man PPR. We got to, hold on. I got to hit the little sound effect for you, bro, when you answer questions. Yeah. All right. So 12-man PPR league. Hurts, Puka, Swift, and Bowers for Kyler, Rashid, Kenneth Walker, and Trey McBride. Okay, so we got Hurts, Puka, Swift, Bowers, Kyler, Rashid, Walker, McBride.
No, I like the Rashid side.
Yeah, I'm keeping the Hurts side. I want to keep Hurts, Puka, Swift, and Bowers for Kyler.
Hurts is in the first one. Oh shit! Never mind.
Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I'm staying.
Yeah, I would stay with the Jalen Hurts side.
This is kind of close for me.
I didn't realize Jalen Hurts was in. I thought it was a smash. Like, oh, he just giving up the thing. Okay,
he's just really giving up all that to upgrade his tight end.
Right.
That's what it really is to me, and I wouldn't do it, bro, just to upgrade my tight end.
And here we go. Hurts feels like he's more value to me because Saquon is your RB1. Oh, okay.
Hurts feels like
I get what he's
So
saying.
you're gonna get Hurts?
He wants to get Hurts to pair up as well with his Saquon.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're Mashi and them, then yeah, I'm doing it to bring in Hurts and Puka. But if I got Hurts and Puka, I'm not doing that, bro.
Right.
Yeah, if I'm bringing in the Hurts,
if I'm bringing it in,
yeah, I want Puka.
Just because of what I saw last night with Rashid, I'm leaning that way a little bit.
Oh, I'm not mad at that.
That's the one thing that jumped out at me until I realized, oh yeah, Hurts in there. You know,
I hate Kyler.
Okay, hold up. No. They already have Hurts, so yeah, I would stay on that side.
I'm not coming on Hurts and picking up Kyler. That's not what I'm.
Yeah, they're probably using that Rashid game too to be like, all right, I'm gonna throw.
And tight end really is not
Puka
that.
in return, like that's
the difference maker. The quarterback is the difference maker, not the tight end.
And since he had Hurts and Saquon, I'm not afraid to have that because I almost feel like when we get down there in the red zone, one of them motherfuckers is gonna get it if he ain't.
Don't be worried about Cup. We already seen the Cup and the Puka working together, both getting their they get their share. That Rams offense is high powered. Even if they're leading, they're gonna still score and move the ball. That's just how they work.
And with a trade like this too, how would it work? Because Bryce already had played, so it's like, will the trade not process till after Monday?
They got to process after Monday night.
Yeah, so I mean,
on my mama.
Yeah, I probably
my thing is with the what I'm talking about Cooper Kupp, bro. Puka, when Puka started playing with Kupp in week 5, he only out targeted him like by 10 targets, 20 targets, and about 10 receptions, bro, and only about 100 or 200 receiving yards. So man, look. It's 1A, 1B. You taking one at the end of the first round, and you taking one somewhere in the third. It just depends on how you want to build your roster. So they're not gonna conflict each other, bro. Matt Stafford will be able to support both of them 100%, bro.
Yeah,
everything.
And they're both of them will have those explosive
hell yeah. They might even have
games.
And here's Tino chiming in with his thoughts a little bit. He says, I think you're noticing, I guess, Brock, we share the ball in Vegas and you just need a better tight end. So I bet in a 12-man, there's better guys available, likely Henry, Ferg.
What you going to do?
I'll leave it paused. That way we can just use the check it out later.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be some good guys up on the waiver wire as well. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, anytime you got some questions, throw them in the chat. We're here for that as well, and we'll hit everybody with so that we know that there's a question in the chat.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and tell one of your league mates about the channel, big bro. 100%, man. We appreciate you for pulling up and tapping in, man.
And if you let us know ahead of time, you say, hey, one of my league mates is going to come in the chat. When he asks about this trade that I'm making, you say, take it.
Lie to him. We'll do that for you too.
Just give us a heads up.
Nice. All right, yeah. So make sure you guys are throwing that stuff down in the chat. But yeah, Isaiah likely the big winner from last night. Obviously, Rashid Rice as well had a great performance. Xavier Worthy as well with his 2 explosive touchdowns. One was a wraparound run, and the other one was It was really a busted coverage. If you look at that play, he was wide ass open, didn't really have to utilize his speed.
He smoked Humphreys on that one. Humphreys got caught he was looking in the backfield.
Yeah. Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Tino says the information is free, but the smoke screens cost money. Throw in a super chat or something. We got to get that set up, monetize the stream.
Yes.
Still shit right there, boy.
One day soon.
Yeah, and don't forget that later on tonight we will be having the Friday night NFL in Brazil watch party, Eagles versus Packers.
We're going to Brazil.
The Green Bowl.
Tonight.
Romeo Dobbs, give me money, please.
Yeah, and
I wonder how Brazilian is going to sound too. I wonder because their vibe is way different from our vibe, or even like out in England or wherever we go.
It's going to be rowdy, bro. There's going to be a bonfire in the stands.
Yeah.
They're gonna love all the foot action. If they're punting the ball, kicking a field goal, extra point, they're going crazy.
You go crazy for all the special teams.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I've seen a lot of international games where the crowd goes crazy just for anything, and they're wearing all types of jerseys. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Especially down in Brazil, you know, they got every bootleg jersey you can imagine.
They're all replicas.
They got the autograph ones. They're just wearing it.
So I just got a notification from ESPN. They're telling me to stream The Breakdown, which is Peyton Manning and Bill Belichick's film on Monday night. Oh, and that's a work call, guys. Let me hop back.
Yeah, no problem. That's Peyton Manning calling him, by the way.
Peyton Manning
100%.
and Bill Belichick working together.
We need you to come produce the show on Monday night. That's what it is. Peacock working, man.
Uncle Bill. That's Uncle Bill on the phone.
That's Uncle Bill on the phone.
He said, "This is Miles Peacock. How would you like to be a part of the Monday night team?" Yeah, like they make that call like when you draft them. Yes, this is Coach Bill. You know what? I'd work for the evil emperor.
What? Are you serious? Of course. You know, Kevin's brother is out there.
Who? Word?
Kev's brother lives in Boston. He works for one of the papers out there.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Yeah, that's right. Kev's brother's a writer.
Yeah, Kev's brother is a writer on everything.
Yeah, I remember reading one of his articles back in the day about I think when Kev was locked, I think he wrote an article about the prison.
Yep, it was about the school. He interviewed my daughter for that piece.
That's what it was. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, motherfucker got some skill, bro.
Yeah, Cuzzo ain't no joke.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a photographer. That motherfucker got skills with that camera.
Yeah, let's go, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta be the jack.
I'm already on the payroll, man. If you want me to transfer to Monday Night Football, I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
100%, man. And you know
it just takes one of us, right? Like, let's go. Somebody
what's gonna happen is we're gonna be the next McAfee show. Oh my mama, they gonna come. ESPN gonna come get it. Hey, we want a license. We got 10 shows.
You ain't lying.
We got plenty of network Monday through Sunday, man. Hey, let us know.
You know what I'm saying? We did. I know the Diamond Joe show. He was doing diamond things last night. So, but the Diamond Joe show is already in motion.
Since I ate all that food,
what?
I drank a beer.
What?
I drank another beer.
What?
3 beers.
What?
4 beers.
He's doing diamond things.
6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
Talk about it, bruh. That's a fucking Friday night right there, man.
Shit, I was about to say that's like a stone cold brunch. You know?
Hey, we got a damn good question. Who's having a bigger week 1? Jalen Hurts or Anthony Richardson?
Hurts is having a bigger.
You know, it's crazy too because you got AJ Brown. He's gonna be glued. He's gonna be glued to. Jair Alexander's gonna be glued to him, right? You got Surtain this week's gonna be probably gonna be on the same side as DK or even glued to him. We got some crazy cornerback receiver matchups this week.
Oh,
Drake London versus Joey Porter. You know what I mean? We got some. Yeah, this might be an ugly week, but as long as it's ugly all across the board, right? Because you just don't want to be the guy like I had Kelsey. Fuck. Hopefully it's ugly across the board. That wouldn't surprise me. This week 1's kind of been like that the past couple of years.
I just picked up Ray Davis for Carson Steele.
I try to pick up both. You know what I mean?
Well, it's because Carson Steele played last night. I had him already on my roster, so I dropped and picked up Ray Davis. I have Pacheco and I have Cook, and I just feel like Ray Davis is this. I saw what was up with Steele. He's not really gonna. It's gonna take a while to get worked in. Plus, P. Ryan's there, so I think Ray Davis is the better hold for me right now in that one roster spot.
Yeah, I would agree.
I even told my brother-in-law I was going to do it. He's like, I would pick up Ray Davis if I was you. I was like, I would wait to the end of the game to see what Carson Steele does before I do that if I was me.
Yeah, because then if Pacheco would have had, remember when Pacheco was on all fours, like, no!
I know, yeah, exactly. but now that that's over, if something happens to Cook between now and then, I have, my backup. So that's how you guys got to be playing when there's games staggered. If you're smart, you'll pick up some players that are in, like if there's a Dontavian Wicks floating around in your waiver wire, pick him up before this game, see what happens. If nothing goes on, you can drop him before Sunday and pick up somebody else.
Wicks is one of my guys.
That is called smart managing.
100%, bro.
Just gotta share that.
Yeah, who's having a bigger week? I'm gonna go with my bros on here too. I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts.
In Brazil.
I am an AR truther, 100%. Just all those weapons.
It's the Texans, man.
100%.
The Texans they're gonna beat him up, man.
And I think
they're susceptible to him last year, but I like the defenses. I think that they've taken a step. They're going to try to really bull rush him. I talked about it on the huddle. The only worry I have is if they're going to call some designed quarterback draws on a long it's a 3rd and 12 and then he just takes off maybe and extends drives. Then that is a
DeMeco Ryans. If I was to look at a chink in his armor, is that they were with my Niners, man. Kyler Murray always tore us up. Russell Wilson would run all over us, even though he wasn't really the most mobile. But my point is, of Josh Allen ran all over us.
And then with Christian Harris out, Jake Hansen and Delshon Phillips trying to fill that role is going to be kind of scary for me. So I'm just worried about AR's legs.
Because I remember in the playoff game they had Harris spying Lamar.
Yeah, and he got a couple sacks on him. He was able to kind of contain him at least for a half. So
completely different. But
I think he's going to fall a little bit more on Jalen Petrie now around the box to kind of maybe be a spy or something. So we'll see.
I like that version a lot, actually.
I do too. That's what I would do if I was them.
What's going on with Christian Harris? Is it a hammy?
It's a calf strain, a calf strain. They're just being extra precautious. Yeah. He didn't make it onto the IR, so they're kind of holding him back, hoping that he'll maybe just miss a week or two and he can play for them.
Get well, my friend.
Yeah, man, he's going to be integral.
We'll be back to sideline action in no time.
Rest up, my
build strong 4-2-5. My guys never do well when international and Houston versus Indy is looking to be a shootout. Yeah, it's a 48.5 point over under. I talked about it on the H-Town huddle on Wednesday night. I think it has the potential to go over just because it's a divisional game. And usually the defenses start out strong. They're the ones that have the edge. But we even saw last night with two great offenses, the defense kind of stepped up. Well, they have great defenses also, right? But I think that Indy's defense is a little more susceptible to the pass. Houston to mobile quarterbacks, so it might be a higher scoring game.
Float like a butterfly, stank like a bee. He's gonna be on the pit, man.
Hey, shout out to Build Strong though for tapping in, big Brev. 425, stand up, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. And make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can come back and hit us up. And we definitely remember people with cool names like that. Build Strong 425. So we'll keep you in mind as well. But yeah, hopefully this week in Brazil breaks that trend, no doubt. I'm not a fan of international games when there's players traveling overseas and playing in weird stadiums. It's usually a little goofy, unless it's the Jaguars.
It's also something I'm curious on why your roster is constructed like this. You got two valuable quarterbacks on a single QB league. Is this the 12-teamer? If it's a 12-teamer and you got both of those guys, I think you can get a haul for either of them and strengthen the squad and add.
Well, it's week one. He probably wants to wait and see what's happening with Richardson too.
And if someone was trying to buy Richardson off me right now, I would be inclined to do it before anyone's if they're already willing to pay for him like he just blew up. You feel me? Because the hype is real and the stock can go real. Like right now, I bet you everybody's gonna panic to a degree on Kelsey, and that's where Bogart's on the other side trying to trade for Kelsey. So if you're trading in someone like Anthony Richardson and we haven't seen him blow up yet, his stock's really high right now. You know what I mean?
It's definitely just like how Tino said. I feel like the Eagles' offense is better, but AR5 could be the next Vic. That sums it up. As a fantasy community,
it could also be a boat.
Richardson brings to the table.
He could also be like Cam Newton 2017.
Right.
It's not. That wasn't the good Cam.
Yeah, Tito was saying to take the unders all week, 70% NFL record week one defenses.
That's what I said about last night. They went over.
And I would also say that if you look at the Texans games historically last season, they hit over more often than not when those lines came out. So we'll see.
Here's my thing too. It's just all that weaponry. Even adding Jahan Dotson is a thing. You know what I mean? Like they got a lot of weaponry for Hurts. And if there's a game that I think shoots out because it's going to be harder to run on the Eagles. So there could be a bit of a funnel defense with them young corners. They might pick on them. So it's built up to be a shootout. You know what I mean?
Tino said we pushed last night. Good team, hold strong. We good team, hold strong. Yeah. Here we go.
I have a question.
From Dirty Fish Hole.
I've been there, man.
That's it. Yeah, I've been there.
Why'd you wrap it up? Make sure to wrap it up, B.
Dude, I gagged one time afterwards. Oh man, bro, that's how bad it was. I was like, never again. One night stands after a bar. Anyway, start sit. Deontay Johnson or Gus Edwards.
I'm gonna play Deontay because I just think it's gonna be difficult to run on the Raiders too this year. And like, I mean, maybe Gus does his thing the first half, and if that game gets out of hand, because I mean, I have the Raiders winning that game. Am I crazy? I probably am.
I got the Raiders. The only thing I don't like about Deontay is he drops everything.
Yeah, Deontay Dropson. That's what they call him.
Deontay Dropson.
You know, Carolina's playing. Was that Atlanta? No, not Atlanta. Who's Carolina playing?
The Saints.
Playing the Saints. Ooh, with Marshawn Lattimore. Marshawn Lattimore's back. He's banked up. Actually, I'm not mad at I'm still gonna go Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gus on this one. With Roman over there and Harbaugh being back clicked up together, we've seen what type of offense that they do want to run. It's going to be predicated on heavy run based off the play action 100%. And what better other run back to have in that type of system for this year is Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards going to get probably 20 carries, and he might fall in the end zone 100%, bro. I'm gonna go with Gus on this one.
Yeah, Gus is probably the RB. What do we call that? The RB1A over there. Yeah. Deontay Johnson, he's definitely the WR1 over in Carolina, and I do like Carolina throwing the ball better this season. Yeah. And but I just don't.
Canales.
I don't like seeing the ball not ending up in the hands. You know, it's like you got to put them in the mitts, man. Like not on the floor.
Oh, you sound like you're a doctor.
I like Dave Canales' approach to life. The dude's like a habitual like adulterer, cheater, womanizer, and then he's like, what is it? He's like, I have a sex addiction problem. Gotta take care of it. Go to rehab. Good approach.
He's like, how's rehab going? Had a couple women there.
Fell off the wagon again.
Yeah, me and a couple of women for the rehab.
Have y'all ever seen that show Bookie?
No, I don't think I have.
It's on HBO Max, and one of the opening fucking episodes, the bookies go to Charlie Sheen in the fucking rehab. I forgot. I don't know if it was a drug rehab or a gambling rehab, but the bookies, because Charlie Sheen owed a bookie a couple $100,000. So Charlie Sheen just fucking one of one watch right off his wrist though, bro. Oh, everything. That shit, man. Go check that shit out. It's called Bookie.
We're gonna have to take that watch up off you.
Oh my bro, it's just good, bro.
Maybe that's what happened with Ricky.
Charlie Sheen winning.
Hey, listen, I have tiger blood. It's like, you mean HIV blood?
100%. Shout out to the Angels.
Hey, he came out and told the world, he's like, all right, goddamn it, yeah, I got the HIV. He was like, I'm tired of these women extorting me.
100%.
I got it. All right, now what you gonna do, bitches? He's like, damn, he's a cold piece, man. Oh man, Charlie Sheen went from winning to like exact opposite, and that's why you shouldn't try to like badmouth Jewish people in power either in media. Mazel tov, by the way.
Mazel tov, man.
Yes, we are about money like Jews.
We got another star sit in here, man. Shout out to Cody, man. Hey, shout out to the show too, man. You already know, bro.
Appreciate you, Cody.
Tony Pollard or Romeo Doubs this week?
I'm gonna go Romeo. They got Chicago, and but I will say with
Tony, like 50-50 split.
Yeah, he probably gonna fall into about 3-4 receptions, maybe 5 receptions as the floor. And that might save a Tony Pasta start. You know what I mean? I'm going for Romeo Doubs, who's the number one target in my opinion.
Sorry, I forgot to hit this. I was busy replying to some trash talk in one of my leagues. Because I picked up Ray Davis. I picked up Ray Davis, and somebody was like, "Ray Davis is this year's Ray Davis." And I was like, "Whatever, dude."
You'll see. You'll see who'll be the last to laugh.
I was like, and it was my brother-in-law. I was like, I told you I was going to pick him up. I was like, you're deciding to hoard 3 quarterbacks in a 1 QB league. Like, don't be mad at me making the moves if you can't.
no one's going to trade for those QBs when you got 3 too. It kind of works against you.
They're just waiting for him to drop one, dude.
Yeah,
that's all.
Hey, man, you ain't got no leverage. I'll give you Ray Davis for Josh Allen.
Yesterday he wanted Carson Steele, and I just changed his name to 50 Fab or whatever. I was like, come make an offer.
Hey man, low key, when you make trades in Fab leagues, it's not a bad idea to be like, go ahead and add $10 to Fab or something.
I always do that, and I encourage everybody in my league to do it too. That way you can use that extra Fab against them or wave it in their face or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta buy it. You gotta buy things. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, they're good looking out. Tell everybody to join up and watch the watch party tonight while we're doing the Brazil game.
Yes, you could see your old pal Bogey be really ecstatic about Romeo, or really fucking mad.
Peanut butter and jelly. Shout out to peanut butter and jelly.
Dobbs was the man in the fucking playoffs, so I just have that. It's fresh on my memory. I don't think that goes away.
Got some young corners.
I don't know if he's better than Spears right now. So that's a biggest question mark in this decision for me how is that 50-50 split going to be utilized, and how much better is the other guy over the other guy? And it might be a hot hand situation. So if
like Ken and Ryu in that backfield, isn't it?
The other guy might be doing all the work, and I could see Spears overtaking the RB.
If they're Ken and Ryu, which one is Ryu?
Yes,
I like Ken. I think his combo is a little bit more potent, and we all remember
Spears.
Ken is Spears, yeah, and Ryu is Pollard.
I'm going to play Romeo over him. I kind of want to see how that Spears thing works. I mean, they got a nasty front seven over there.
In Chicago, 100%. When they brought in Montez Sweat, they I think over the last 6 games they were one of the number 1 defenses in the league. Right?
Yeah,
100%. Chicago really stepped it up at the end of the season last year.
It was right after that game against the Broncos, because the Broncos played Chicago right after they got shellacked by the Dolphins, right? And then I think that was an overtime game with Chicago and the Broncos, and then but from then on, Chicago was like, you couldn't fuck with them on defense. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with Romeo, and feel free to come back tonight if Romeo is shitting on you. Shit on your old pal Bogey.
Yeah,
it makes me better.
Cody,
we're all
yeah,
probably
appreciate
starting
it.
our Dobbs.
Shout out to the code man.
We'll be frustrated with you. I don't think I'm sitting Dobbs. I think I'm playing Dobbs tonight.
Appreciate you, Derek.
Yeah, let's go Dobbs.
Yeah, you probably get the guaranteed touches for Pollard, but at the same time, you like the explosiveness of the Packers offense and Dobbs. So Titans aren't somebody I'm like rooting for in general, and not necessarily a team I like to put on the TV and watch either. So if I'm going to be rooting for somebody, give me a good game and give me a good team.
Hey, Cole, that's one of the reasons why that I got Pollard as one of the must drafts. Not only did he have over 300 combined touches, they did pay him to come into there. They gave him a 3-year, $24 million deal, in which the first 2 years of his deal, I think he makes $8 million on everything.
Yeah, he got the 16.
They brought him in for a fucking reason. 100%.
Yeah, I think he'll be viable this year as opposed to like last year where we're drafting him super high and the expectations are huge, right? Now he's being drafted at where he probably should be, and he should get better return on your MVP.
I like that. That's a good breakdown.
And then you also think, even though that he did have back end, high end RB2 value last year, but Pollard, he had his better days being in a 50-50 split with Zeke, to be able to be a thunder and lightning. Not saying that Jay Spears is that Zeke role, but just being in a 50-50 split, he has produced in a 50-50 split as well as
production
what he was the last 2 years, 100%. So yeah, I love Pollard, bro.
His production per touch was definitely better when he wasn't like the full workload carrier. You know what I mean? He was far more efficient than he was. Granted, he wasn't bad carrying the load either. It's just hard to say that. Like, if we knew Tony Pasta's going to get it like 70%, it would be Tony Pasta for me over.
Yeah.
But it's also the matchup against Chicago that makes me lean Romeo Dobbs here because they are playing the Eagles in what I think can be a shootout. I think if this game was in the Americas, right, or it's in the North America, right, I think people would look at this game as a shootout. But the international game stigma, people are kind of staying away from it. You also got I think Darius Slay's not playing, which I would have loved anyway because Roman would have dogged his ass. But then you got the 2 rookie corners. I think they're getting their starts, so they're this is their introduction to the game. I think they're going to get picked on. So I like Romeo Dobbs.
That's right. Yeah, Tino in there dropping some gems, 100%.
Yeah, Tino.
I can't shy away from 250 rushing attempts and 55 receptions last year, 100%.
He'll still be used a lot, and I think that the Titans in general are going to be like, let's let Will Levis cook. So, I think both of the backs are going to be good there, but I do kind of tend to agree that Pollard is a little more proven, I think, and I think he's also slightly the bigger back, if I'm not mistaken. So he just looked really good in the preseason when he did get into the end zone there. Both of them looked actually pretty decent. So if they're going to be deployed that way, they may be a major focal point of this offense.
As a doctor, I am quite impressed with Tajay Spears. See these? See, these are knees right here. See? We got 2 of them. See that? See what I'm saying? Tajay Spears miraculously only has the one. It's amazing. It's the one.
Hey, bro.
Tina loves it though. It gets him every time. It is dumb, but it's that funny dumb. Like when you watch a show.
They
it's just
say dumb.
Silly.
I say Harvard medical grad. Okay, Stanford pre-med. Listen,
and the words are written in blood. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I came from the school of Kevorkian. You sign all the contracts.
A little murder bag on this.
Oh, the morbid jokes are.
Damn, Kevorkian. You do. That's a callback, bro. I forgot about that, dude.
Yeah, John Kevorkian.
What was he? Easy.
People will pay him to kill them. He'd be like, "Listen, I've had enough, but I can't seem to do it myself." Oh yeah, well you came to the right guy. Call John Kevorkian. If you want to end it all, it's a real thing, and I think they had a case on him, right? And he lost.
Oh, for sure they did.
And
Yeah, he got sentenced, if I'm not mistaken. Whoa,
expired. Is that what they call it? Expired. He might
expired.
Have
He was helping people expire. So Upload King Fun. Upload King Fun. All right, shout out to Upload King Fun. Too many wide receivers thanks to auto draft. Ooh, sorry about that. Which 4.5 PPR do I start? Drake London, JJ, Nico Collins, Waddle, Evans, Godwin. So I would pick between one of the Evans or Godwin for sure if you're going to whittle it down to one of those. But I'd probably go personally, for me.
I'm going Nico.
Nico's on there. I'm going JJ, Waddle, and probably Evans over London for me personally.
Yeah, I like Evans because they got Washington this week. I don't think Washington got any two big name corners over there that's gonna see anything about Mike Evans. 100%. Nico, Jettas. I'm staying away from Drizzy Drake.
Yeah, at least in one. They got Drake London. What is his name? Joey Porter Jr., who actually came on real strong last year. He's gonna be on him real tough.
Oh yeah,
it's apparently fully good to go.
Jacksonville on everything. Yeah, I'm going JJ, Nico, Waddle, and Evans for sure.
That's Chris Godwin calling right now.
Oh man, what y'all doing, man? Y'all forgot about me?
Y'all gonna start me? He's so Peacock right now. Put the graphic up.
Bruh.
He has Godwin in his name, for those that don't know.
Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, mama.
Hey, but you know what? You got player problems, and those are good player problems to have.
You got rich people problems, bro. Upload King. Them is facts, man. Good looking for tapping in, bro. Make sure you hit that like and you subscribe to everybody, man, on all 4 things. And tell a friend to tell a friend, man, that you found some fantasy content, man. 100%.
Shout out to Upload Fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we do here.
We got some
having fun. I do this for fun.
For fun, man.
I kill people for fun. I mean,
say, man.
Where's that from?
Come on, man. That's Scarface, man.
No, but in the Money Talks, right? What's his name? He was imitating him. Chris Tucker.
Oh,
I slap people for fun.
Oh, fuck, bro. Shout out to Chris Tucker, man.
Yeah, hey, Chris Tucker was that one with Charlie Sheen was the West low key though. The Money Talks.
Facts.
Victor Moan Jr.'s son.
Victor Moan on my mouth.
Victor Moan Jr.
Tino said that Bogey looks like the same doctor that gave him his first cannabis.
Shout out to Dr. Thomas J. O'Connell. Look him up. Real thing. I think he's doing time right now.
And then Dennis, shout out to Dennis, Ginger Ninja said, I'm glad you took Kelsey yesterday and not Rice, Bogey.
Shout out to Denny.
And then we got some breaking news. Jamar Chase says that he will play without a deal. Thank you to Lee, our ear to the streets, out in the chat with that one.
Look at Jamar Chase, a hell of a guy.
Oh, what a nice dude playing without a deal and still 2 years left on his contract. What a nice dude.
He might got all shares of Jamar Chase in his fantasy leagues. He's like, you know what? I do got to play, for my teams.
And this is Tino replying to, I believe it was Upload King Fun earlier, trying to trade away an RB or trade for an RB with that stack wide receiver room to upgrade at another position.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, trade Drake London.
Yeah, see if London can net you like I would start high too. I would see if London can net you like a Kyron.
That London train is real too, though, bro. Who else we was just talking about? Real? Anthony Richardson. If you can get that before you can get that as crescendo right now before the game is even played. That's one player that I am trying to sell high on. If he's on my roster, is Drake London, 100%.
And then Tino said, for anybody wondering, that's Will Anderson on the phone. Yeah, he gave me a call right now. I just wanted to make sure that the weight gain formula is on par. He's eating correct. He's good for this Sunday. So I am his nutritionist and his trainer, just in case anybody didn't know.
Sometimes Will Anderson calls me in the middle of the night on FaceTime, right? And it's all dark in his room. He just stay on the phone with me until I go to sleep.
Hey, you know what, bro?
Because he's scared of the dark.
Hey, you know what's so fucked up?
You gotta get a good night's sleep for the game.
Hey, when the D coordinators leave Frisco, they leave and get better defense. Might not be better defenses, but they walk into with better defensive pieces. Fucking, you got Stingley and Will Anderson on top of everybody else they got. When Salah went over there, he walks in.
Neil Hunter, what?
Oh man, that was crazy.
It's like, damn, bro. And we've been praying for. I mean, Travarius Ward is what it is, 100%. But man, we've been praying for a shutdown corner for a long time.
Long time.
Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter on the opposite sides. We've never had that. 100%.
It's been wild. We just can't wait to see them out on the field and let it all just play out. Let these guys go out there and play, man.
D'Amico Ryans makes me like an honorary Texans fan ever since he's been there because
100%, bro.
Yeah,
everything I wanted him to do with our Niners.
There's a kinship there with the Niners and the Texans for sure.
Bob Slow over there. And
Bob Slow.
And then you got we got another question from the chat.
Another question from the chat. This one comes in from Build Strong 425. Once again, Jets defense versus San Francisco or Bengals versus the Patriots? I'm smashing the Bengals on that one.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that one's pretty easy.
And the Niners do have Leonard Floyd.
100%. And
he
then
killed Aaron Rodgers last year.
What's my boy's name that the Jets traded for from the Eagles? I can't think of his name.
Reddick. He killed the Brock before. I hope he holds out still.
100%.
Oh, I don't like that. That's actually factual. I shouldn't have said the Leonard Floyd thing. Now I feel like I jinxed this. Oh, Hassan Reddick, just hold down for your money.
Ginger Ninja says Jamar Chase is a friend of ours.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I made my bones out there in Cleveland, in Cincy.
Here's Upload King again. He was offered Mixon for Evans.
See if you can ship off Drake London. Keep Mike Evans. Mike Evans.
I like Mike Evans
for history, bro.
Or maybe ship off Godwin if you like Evans over Godwin.
I kind of like. I'm crazy because I want the receptions.
You want the PPR magic, not the touchdowns?
Yeah, and I don't mind. I mean, obviously, we all want the touchdowns, but and it's hard to not say Mike Evans is a thou wow as a floor and 8 to 10 tugs.
Exactly,
his career.
Yeah.
So I might move, and if you can move the Godwin thing, because just based on, I know the draft is already done, but I'm sure you drafted Godwin later, and if you could net you a Mixon or Mixon for the Evans, I'm not mad at that either. But you know what I mean? Because you do have multiple Tampa Bay guys, and a plethora overall. Yeah,
Drake London's a big name that you can maybe move off of that. Like if you're wrong, I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad if you're wrong about Drake London, but I don't think you're going to be too.
Act as if you got the leverage in the deal and get another piece with Mixon for Drake. You can get the 2-1 special, and then you get to keep both of those Tampa Bay receivers because
you know what's funny is I bet you.
I like that in the NFC South. They're gonna be.
If he tells them, "Hey, I got London for you, and I want Mixon plus," and he goes, well, "I don't want London." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's funny because people are either really hyped on London, or as the white boys would say, totally stoked, right? Or you just can't fucking stand him because you've been disgruntled with him for years, and like myself, where we're still trying to project him because we haven't necessarily seen it. And then, but you add Cousins and the Bobby's, what's his name? Zach Robinson coming over from the Rams. You know what I mean? So we would assume it's going to be better, but I still got to see it first. And I try to move him. I try to go after a Kyron. There's some people that are a little shook on Kyron's usage.
That's a good guy to probably go after because of the news. He was one of our late draft fallers. Our risers and fallers or hot or not episode. So,
yeah. And
that's somebody you can try to target. People are scared of, and I feel like he's still going to be heavily involved, and he's still going to be great.
But for the sake of it, you're on the right track. You know what I mean? If you can pull off a strong 1-for-1 that you feel good about, I'll do it. If he needs running backs, but also he could start 4 wides. So having that as your week in and week out lineup, you have enough receivers to sustain that. So you're also kind of good where you're at, as long as your running backs don't die on you, right? Because you really only need 2.
You know what though? One of the trade candidates, it might want to be the fucking Tampa receivers, because I think they got a late bye week too, bro. You want to get rid of one of them.
I didn't think of that.
Especially if you're going 4 wide receivers, 100%.
What do they got? The week 14, 13 this year, 14?
Let me see.
It's a dirty game, y'all.
100%, bro.
I also see
week 11.
I also see here that Jamar Chase is calling himself a game time decision.
Right, week 11. So yeah.
Okay, so Jamar Chase is calling himself a game time decision.
Yeah,
he's running the show.
Bro, right? The coach was like, "Yeah, he's gonna play," and then he's like, "No, I'm not."
A game time decision.
That shit is crazy.
That's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. We're living in some strange times.
I mean, motherfuckers got to get their money though. We're all for it. You know what I mean? Get your bag and get your ass in that game.
You know what? I had on one. I was watching
my fantasy points.
I was watching the NFL Network pregame shit before I hopped on stream, and the motherfucker. No, it might have been one of the early morning shows, right? But they had a breakdown of all the wide receivers, including the ones that just got paid, the breakdown on how the annual shit was. That motherfucker Jamar Chase only supposed to make $4.5 million this year, bro. Oh, wow. That's why that motherfucker's mad, bro. It's hella receivers that's getting paid way more than him, he's outperformed, and that motherfucker only bringing in 4.5 this year, bro. That's like what 200,000 a check this year, bro, in 17 games.
How will he survive?
That's why the Bengals are. That's why the Bengals when their stadium, they're selling all the TVs in their stadium.
Right. Shout out to the ear to the streets. He said they are paying to sell the TVs, bro.
Damn.
Hey, everything must go. Fuck Best Buy. Go ahead and go on
fire sale.
Bengals Stadium.
Fire sale.
You know what I mean?
Going out of business.
Going out of business. Everything must go in 30 days.
I mean, Jamar Chase, that's why he's talking about, yo, how many TVs y'all sell this week? You know what I mean? Game time decision. You know what I'm no TV screens in that arena. You better not see not a near one.
Nothing.
I don't know, man. Like when I go to the games, I end up looking at the Jumbotron and the screens instead of the field also. So sometimes I just feel like it's a waste of money when I'm actually there.
100%. Motherfucker be used to watching that shit at the house. So everything.
Yep.
Who the Colts are playing the Texans, right? Okay. It's funny because every time I think of Joe Mixon, because I had a question for y'all. I mean, I already got Joe Mixon in, but it was Joe Mixon Dobbs playing Joe Mixon.
Oh yeah, Joe Mixon for sure. He getting all the motherfucking work.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm playing
He's
in
gonna get all the
the
carries.
carries. I'm like, I'm playing Mixon in this spot.
Yeah, and I mentioned it last time. I think he had he turned, I think, 18 inside the 10 carries opportunities into 9 touchdowns or whatever.
That's a 50% ratio.
Yeah, well, other guys, who finished higher, right? I don't remember who it was. It might have been like David. It might have been like David Montgomery and Raheem Mostert. They had also like 20-ish.
King in the 5.
Yeah, they had like 20-ish carries inside, roughly around the same amount of attempts, but they were just able to convert, I think, 13 of those into touchdowns. So that's a 4 touchdown difference between those guys, right? But I'm assuming that Mixon's going to see the same type of touchdown opportunity from inside the 10 this year with the Texans. So
how many total carries did Singletary have last year?
He didn't start coming on until the second half of the year.
That's right.
Yeah, because DP, what game DP go out?
It was like 8, something like that, somewhere in the middle of the
Man,
season.
I must have been pissed for like 8 weeks straight in some of those deeper leagues. I was still just throwing Pierce out there.
Yeah, I think after like week 4, I was just like, I'm benching him and playing other guys.
In League 20, I won the championship last year, and it was what was it? I had no Pacheco, and I only had Montgomery, Pacheco, and Damian Pierce was my only running backs. And I threw in Damian Pierce, and he ran that one back.
Oh, the 100-yard touchdown.
I won by that margin, though.
Wow,
the margin of 6, because we didn't have the return yards for some reason.
That's crazy
now, but yeah, I won by 6 points. Oh, well, I won by a few points, but it was that touchdown that got me over. So it got me to the chip.
Yeah, Tino is going back to the Jamar Chase thing. Tino's saying that it's getting to the point where the draft is causing the contract issues, and they need to maybe raise the rookie contracts.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Or shorten them.
Well, here's the thing: is they can't even fuck with that until the next NFL meeting.
Yeah, the agreement.
There you go.
That'd be something that they would try and have to leverage. But what are you going to give up in order to get that? You know, when they do that shit, they be trying to, the owners be trying to, strong arm the Players Association, bro. 100% when it come to trying to get more money up out them punk motherfuckers. Sorry.
Well, for rookies, a lot of it is the signing bonus, right? Like that's the big difference for them. So,
and it's the guarantees in the 5th year is what usually takes them to sign.
Yeah, his shit goes from 4.5 this year to like 15 or 20 next year. They said,
but it's like 20 something.
His 4th year on everything, but that's fucked up.
Well, the PA, the Players Association, one part of the last agreement was that the 5th year option, that total is fully guaranteed. So that's why, they let a motherfucker know, like, obviously going into year 4, whether they're going to pick up his 5th year or not. Because when you're going, so they told Chase this, right? Okay, hey, we're picking up your 5th year. He's pissed. The fuck? You know what I mean? But if he gets there, same thing how they try to do with Kyler, they're just gonna be like, all right, or same thing with IU. They're not gonna play under that 5th year. But if they end up being forced to play into that 5th year, like a Baker did, or like a who was his other 5th year? Either way, my point is that money in that 5th year is fully guaranteed. So whenever these rookies are signing their contract, it's all about the signing bonus and how much the guarantees would be in the 5th year. That's usually
I understand that, but a lot of them motherfuckers, like how you brought up Baker, only reason why, a 5th year, or just like some of these other quarterbacks that we didn't see, what was it, in 2020, 21, where their 5th year didn't get picked up, is because we're waiting to see if this motherfucker gonna be able to outperform this contract or not.
Edwards-Helaire, right?
All
right, Clyde, we're not picking it.
Outperform this contract in his first
year extension.
On everything. That's the only thing, you know what I mean? And so with him, even though he's still only going into his 3rd year, is that I'm like, he's $4
million doesn't seem kind of light, right?
Yeah. That he only bring it in 4.5 on top of everybody else, you know.
He's taking a month off for PTSD. He's just chilling.
See, these right here are called pockets. See that? You put money in them motherfuckers. See that? Dr. Bogey. Doctor, but I also majored in economics. See?
100%.
And finances. And I have several degrees.
And they're all we'll put them in the back wall later.
There it is. You know what? I'll just bring them out. You know what I mean? I got to print a bunch out. That's what we're going to do. That would be funny, actually. Print out a bunch of degrees, just
staple them to the wall.
Yeah, just staple them. They're not even in a frame.
That's the best way to do it. T. Higgins not practicing, still bumming me out right here.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Is at least some things haven't changed, right? It's kind of comforting. It's kind of shame on me for all the Higgins shares that I actually managed to acquire. It's like,
yeah, I got him in 2 leagues.
It's your fault, Bogart.
That's true.
I have a few Ayuk Higgins teams that I was kind of sweating like hell, and now I'm like, oh God, I felt good that Ayuk finally got his bag, and I'm like, oh come on, Higgins, you're just gonna die on me now. And shout out to Jemo.
Hey,
bro, I gotta shout out Jemo the Icon because he called me. He's like, I'm looking at this ayahuasca kid. I'm like, who? He's like, the kid from the Bengals. I was like, oh no, man. Yeah, whatever his name was, right? Like, no, man. I was like, I don't even know. I was like, it's the first time I ever heard of this guy in the history of ever. I was like, it's all about Burton. Now Burton's dead. And I was trying to call Icon so he can say, I told you, man. See, but I have a theory too that Icon, he will just put a hit out on like a Higgins or a Burton to get it his ayahuasca kid or whatever his name is. What is the kid's name?
Yosivas.
Tino says he's out here destroying people's ADP because he's taking Chubb and Lamb and everybody at the 1-2 in every mock this summer. Just raising up the ADP for no reason. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Hey, he does what he can. You know what I mean?
He also wants to know if you take VSP insurance because he's trying to change his doctor.
We don't, but I have an alternative plan for you because I also do Western, and not just only Western medicine, but I also do Western African tribe medicine. See that?
All natural.
All natural. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Send you a couple flowers. You know what I mean? Take 2 of these, call me in the morning.
I thought you were going to say Western Union. You can go ahead and send me that cashier's check.
This is a pocket.
Hey, look. Hey, we are POP over here, man. Pot over pills. Fuck pharmaceutical, man. Western Africanized medicine, man. Come on now. Man.
Big pharma.
From the West African tribes, brothers, where how medicine was meant to be.
Come on now, man. We do not fuck with them pharmaceuticals, man. That shit is not cool. I got a question though. I just looked and seen that Downs wasn't practicing today, so you ain't practicing on Friday. You more than likely you're not playing on Sunday. Give me a thoughts on A.D. Mitchell or Alec Pierce. Who is going to be?
It's A.D. Mitchell. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be flexing A.D. Mitchell.
Because Pierce, here's what's the damnness about Pierce. If you look up his snap count, he damn near plays more than everyone, or if not, as much as Pittman at least.
He's just running around
blocking. He's blocking a lot too, though. Like he's a big corn-fed white boy. You know what I'm saying? Just one of the ones that with the big bushels of hay. You know what I mean?
Xavier Worthy do his job. I think A.D. Mitchell is going to do his job just as much as fucking Worthy did his job last night. I'm going to go.
Texas receivers. Yeah, like I said, I think they'll use him on short crossers, like on jet sweeps, screens, stuff like that. I saw a lot of that from AR to A.D. Mitchell in the preseason.
Yeah, and they did come out.
His ADOT's going to be real low, but at least they're going to give him an opportunity to make some plays with the ball in his hands.
Could be a poor man's Rashid Rice.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Here's some more NFL hype. Jamar Chase on his looming contract extension. If I want to beat Justin, I want to beat the shit out of Justin, not by a penny, brother.
Yeah, beat the shit out of Justin.
Oh, everything.
I feel bad for Justin, man. He's gonna get it.
Right? That sounds like a wrestling promo.
Right? It's okay. So let's beat the brakes off of Justin. What do we got here?
Turnbuckles, something. I don't have anything for that. I got this.
I drank a beer.
What?
I drank another beer.
What?
3 beers.
What?
4 beers.
Oh, no.
5 beers.
What?
6 beers.
What?
7 beers.
What?
8 beers.
What?
9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
And Bloody Mary.
It's funny because my neighbors are loading their kids up in the car. It's kind of funny. There's that crazy guy in his garage again.
Hilarious.
What? I said it's funny. What?
The Colts.
It's a joke. What?
What?
It's a pun. What?
The little
Over under for tonight. Packers at Eagles 49.5. We got Philly by -2.5.
Yeah, let's break this thing down. I know with people thinking it's not going to be a shootout, I do like the under because that's kind of high for two teams that are going to run a significant amount, but their glaring weaknesses are their corners outside of for Green Bay, Jair Alexander. But you know what I mean? Devontae Smith might have a hell of a game. You know what I'm saying? They're coming out the greatest against tight end. Goddard might, you know what I mean?
I think this is the game that Kellen Moore gonna show what he got with Barkley, bro. 100%. I think Barkley's coming out, bro, getting a whole bunch of like Shady McCoy say that crazy work, man. Oh my mama. The Kellen, when he had Zeke, bro, compared to Barkley, where Barkley at right now, bro, in this offense and them weapons, man, it's gonna make it so easy for Barkley to go ahead and tear these boys up if they want to, bro. And I hope Barkley.
I think I was downplaying that this whole offseason, man. I forgot how bad of a motherfucker Zeke was always a bad motherfucker under Kellen Moore.
Come on now. Oh, we got a question. What y'all think about?
Oh, do we?
Lasers.
Yeah, let me get at it. Hold on. With the question, what do y'all think about trading away Chase, Ford, and Chubb for CMC and Deontay Johnson?
Do it.
Yep.
And then stand up and take a bow.
You got to make sure you better go get JP Mason to get your Geico insurance. Please do. You got that JP.
Yeah, get you some Jordan Mason right after you make that trade because you're doing the good old, was that 3 for 2? So you're going to have an empty space. Go ahead and
go get JP Mason, bro.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, make that trade immediately. Yep. I like that trade.
Tino says all the over-unders are high right now. Vegas knows what people don't, like betting unders. Who wants to cheer for a bad game? Yeah, exactly. That's true. People don't want to bet the under.
Because even when
and Hud says they got Mason already. That's what's up.
There you go. Look at that. He's the
preemptive deal.
Right.
Gotta put it in there, bro.
Mm-hmm. And then if this goes awry, then you try to flip him, Jordan Mason, for the world. You know what I mean? Like, listen, you need him, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, I need this game to be a high over under, like to hit the over this Packers Eagles. Let's do it. I got a lot of fantasy pieces in this game tonight.
You know, when they try to do the tush push, right? You're gonna see somebody all kind of Brazilian jiu-jitsu going on. I'm telling you, man, they better watch out.
Hey, shout out to
rear naked.
Remember, have y'all ever seen Capoeira where they do this dancing ambush?
Only the strong. Yeah. Only the strong.
Federal, bro, and they be.
That's DJ from Street Fighter.
That's when you start. That's back in Brazil, down in Brazil, where you got funk. You got to hit the boombox out. Throw that boombox on.
Come on, man. Let's get it on.
You're gonna dance and fight.
Dance fighting to my
Hey, DJ Street Fighter 6 is he's a top tier character.
Oh, he was like a cheat code in 5 or in Super Street Fighter 4. They people were like, you know, where they have to kind of dumb them down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah. I heard he's back to being one of them cheat codes.
All those like quick moving players are actually pretty good right now.
Shout out to John Wiley. Question from John Wiley. Someone drops Nick Chubb in your league. You have $100 to spend on waivers for the year. How much are you bidding for that claim? I'm probably doing like 20-25% of my fab, maybe, if you want to take a shot and you have an IR spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop 50, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say if I need running back bad, I might drop the 50 burger.
No.
But here's why I'm gonna just throw out 20 to 25 is because, man, like there's still finna be a whole entire Sunday that happens of action. Because I'm assuming he's able to get him right now is why he's putting the fab, right? Because he might be able to get him tonight or whatnot. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Saturday.
I'm not gonna spend that much. Maybe 20, maybe a fourth is what I'm thinking. Because man, someone could die on Sunday of note. Remember last year, or you might even have someone emerge like last year, like a Puka. I wouldn't spend all my bread on the Puka last year. Yeah, just in case. I mean, likely might be out there. People, you know what I mean. So there's gonna be other targets out there where you might not need to bid so much on a Chubb because he's gonna be not available for 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
7 weeks.
7. Oh, that's okay. That's your. I'm going. I'll take the over.
Tino says drop it all. He's the top waiver wire ad for the year.
Bro,
Power
especially
move would be to trade who you're going to drop for an extra fab and then spend it all. Yeah, I did that power move with Puka last year.
100%.
And it worked out fabulously.
On everything. And that's another thing. You don't want one of your league mates to go ahead and get him. You didn't put no claim in, and this motherfucker come back in the second half, and he put up 1,000 in 8 fucking games.
Yeah. Here's another one from Upload King Fun. Does anyone else have anyone else's league have the Jets on waivers due to the Week 1 matchup? Highly considering dropping the Saints for the Jets rest of the season. Though this week
I would do it if you're just not going to stream, and you know what I'm saying, and you want to have someone solid.
Just play the Jets anyway.
I'll just play the Jets. Yeah.
Tino with the suggestion here: split your
Brock
fab.
has been getting beat up all through preseason. I hate to say it, but like I worry about our offensive line, and he tends to have a tendency to be like, "All right, I'm throwing 3 picks tonight." You know what I mean? Like sometimes he just goes out there, it's like, 3-pick game.
Yeah, that's just like taking the Ravens or the Chiefs last night and hold them. You take that them defenses and go ahead like that punk ass matchup last night. You go ahead and eat that, and you just keep moving on. Like you said, it depends on if you're streaming or not. 100%. Because I started the Chiefs last night, but like he said though, the Saints they got Carolina this week. Fucking like you said, Chicago got Tennessee. The Bucks got Washington. Them is damn good. Seattle and Denver with the rookie quarterback. So you got some good streaming options. But if you do want to run with one of them top defenses and they got a bad matchup, you do have to eat that week up. That way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And shout out to Mr. Bakes a lot in the chat.
Bakes.
Cousins with Sir Mix a lot. I forgot to do that when we were talking about Joe Mixon, so I had to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
I forgot about that too. That's right.
Tino says that most fantasy teams are within 20 to 30 points of each other. I think he's talking about defenses. I'm not too sure. But shout out to Bakes. Appreciate you, Bakes.
Yeah, appreciate you, Big Bakes.
Big Bakes. Here's a stat to know for tonight. Hurts ranked 3rd among QBs with 605 rushing yards in 2023. The Packers tied for 29th in rushing yards allowed to opposing quarterbacks, 419 last season.
Ooh, they letting motherfuckers run on them.
They played a lot of man.
That
Must have been.
Don't get behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy X Factor for tonight. Packers wide receiver Jaden Reed, most likely. The Eagles gave up the most fantasy points to wide receivers last season, especially struggling against slot receivers. Reed, who lined up in the slot 67% of the time in 23, could perform well against Philly. It's going through a lot of changes. He scored 15 plus fantasy points in 7 of his last 8 games.
Damn, I'm glad you brought up that because I got a fucking start sit. It's either Jaden Reed over Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I'm leaning. I like this game. I want pieces in this game, and I like Reed to probably finish as the Packers wide receiver 1 this season.
In Brazil.
It looks like we got a question from chat. Oh, hold on. Before Tino says something. I'm high. I totally forgot why I mentioned that. Okay.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Some of that.
Question for Bakes. Who would you guys rather have in Dynasty? Brock Bowers or Isaiah Likely?
Oh, this is this is about the first time we've had this type of question today. I want Brock Bowers because
he's younger.
Brock Bowers is supposed to be that dude. You know?
Yeah, probably holds more name value.
I mean, think about this. How long is Devontae Adams going to be around? And what if next year we got like someone like Dak Prescott with the Raiders, or you know what I mean? Like, there's with Likely, you need him to likely be signed back, and then you still got Andrews who's living out his existing contract, and then you're attached to Lamar Jackson, which is not a trustworthy passing game from week to week. I swear to God. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, for the volume, for sure. But this is Dynasty. This ain't
that's why.
You know what?
Fucking go Likely.
I might be changing my mind right here, but I Lamar ain't going nowhere. That tight end position, Likely. This is what his 3rd, 4th year. He wasn't the 1st round pick. So you saying that they might have to keep him, but keeping him ain't gonna cost them a lot neither. being tied to Lamar.
But the one thing is that if there's opportunities elsewhere.
If he balls out this season, like I'm hoping he does, and this is last year under contract, another team gonna give him some dope. You know, he gonna have to take a team discount just based on they didn't pay Lamar, but they ain't got too many offensive pieces that they paying right now, bro. Everybody is homegrown on that offense, 100%. So, man, I'm gonna just say fuck it, man. I'm going with likely, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Die on that hill, man. You've been pushing him, so that sounds good. It's keep it rolling, right?
Yeah, that's
switch preach.
I love what Bogey said though about Bowers though, 100%. If we do get a Dak over there, if Dallas lets Dak walk away, or if they are a shit show next year and they get a top 5 pick and they might get Shador or whatever top college quarterbacks there is next year, you know what I mean? Raiders might be.
Devontae might not even be there if they're out of contention before the trade deadline. You know, we've been hearing going back to last year that they will shop Devontae Adams if it comes down to it because of the age and just trying to maximize their assets because they are in a rebuild. Like as much as people, maybe the defense won't say that, but on offense, you can't tell me that this is their future. You know what I mean? Aiden O'Connell.
Sorry, some lady came in here trying to sell me some stuff.
Was it tamales?
No, it was like organic.
Organic tamales?
No, like what's that shit? Granola.
That's one thing I'll buy off a stranger. You hop on the car in the parking lot. Hey, you go tamales? Oh fuck yeah!
Boy,
what you got? 12? Give me them all.
No, it was like granola and stuff or whatever. Like, yeah. Anyways,
I was gonna be stupid. Granola tamales.
Man, if she was selling tamales, I would have bought some, bro. They weren't tamales. Tito says we need some Remember the Titans drops. I'll go ahead and pick some of those up for later. Okay. We're doing Living on a Prayer. I'll get those on later today. Living on a Prayer. There's the Witching Hour.
Yes.
Remember the Titans.
And then we need Al Pacino. It's a game of inches.
Any given Sunday.
Yes. Oh no! Oh yeah, it is any given Sunday. That's right.
And then I'll figure something out.
Crossover to the guy next to you.
Oh, I want the one from the program. He's like, let's put the women and children to bed and go hunting for fucking dinner. So the program.
That shit right there, boy.
That one's hard.
I just saw that one recently for the first time, like maybe a couple years ago.
Oh, for real? Yeah, no, one of my buddies too, we tell him like, you still haven't seen it? And we're telling him like, you got to put that fucking movie on, bro. Like it's a must watch. In
the past couple of years, people go, hey, you ain't see this movie? And then it'd be like, what? I never heard of that. Then it'd be on fucking YouTube. Like,
oh yeah, it's like yes.
The one that hey buddy or hey buddy boy.
The First Power.
Yeah, the First Power. Like, oh shit,
that one's dope, man. My mom still brings it up because I used to like run around like department stores and like get lost and be like piggy and saying random shit like the serial killer. And she's like, you were fucking weird when you were a kid.
I used to do that every time we get to a department store. Boom, I'm gone.
Yeah,
I'm in the clothes.
Blitz all night. Yeah, I'm gonna. Don't worry, Tino. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna end up just downloading the whole movie and then cutting all the lines I like. I'm joking. We need to just play the whole Remember the Titans movie in the background while we're doing the stream.
We can do it. This can be done.
Probably the audio.
On Twitch, since they're linked with Prime, you could watch movies on Prime on Twitch and shit.
You used to be able to do that. I don't think that they
stopped it now.
I don't think you can do that anymore, if I'm mistaken. It's been a minute. I haven't been on Twitch in a while. My buddy who streams went back to like the summer's over and he's a teacher, so he hasn't been streaming much. The Drizzle, shout out to the Drizzle.
Shout out to the Drizzle, man.
Yes, sir. But he's back to teaching, so he has to like shadow ban.
I'll be right back, y'all. I'm gonna wake my little man up.
Oh yeah, for sure. He has to like ban any students or people that like go to his school, and it's like, oh, these kids come in here and it's gonna talk shit. It's like, it really sucks.
We had a story that we covered on a Saturday show where it was a teacher in Detroit, and she got fired because she's a rapper outside of work. And she's not promoting no killing, no drugs, none of that, like real positive, like type music. And the fucking school district fired her, bro, because she was a fucking rapper.
Damn. Man, that ain't right.
Okay. Top of the morning, Sean.
Hey, what up, Sean? Salute. Yeah, if you guys got any more fantasy questions, we're hanging around just for a little bit to get into the lunch hour. We've been rocking for about an hour and a half, but we can still hang out a bit if you guys got some pivotal start-sit questions, either for the game going on tonight, Packers and Eagles in Brazil. Make sure you are tuned in, subscribed, liked up, subbed up. That way you can catch us later on when we do go live for the game tonight in Brazil.
Brazil.
Sean just wants to know how we're doing today, man. We're glad football is back, bro. We are glad football is back. For sure. I think I speak for everybody there.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm already making waiver claims, and processes have gone through for some leagues today. Like my home league, we have our waivers run every day at 11 a.m. And so I picked up Ray Davis and I dropped Carson Steele already, just making more moves. And we'll see how it goes tonight. Like I mentioned earlier, if you have a guy like Dontavian Wicks kind of floating out there, even the backup running back, what's his face, Emmanuel Willis?
Wilson.
Something like that, yeah. Those are guys just to pick up and stash, and if nothing happens with them tonight, you can drop them easily for somebody else Sunday morning or in the course of the weekend leading up to Sunday. But yeah, Sean says, me too. That game last night was crazy. Yeah, it was great introduction, great debut for football, getting injected back into our veins. So give me more of that shit tonight. Hopefully we get another one. And I think so. The over-under is high. Like we mentioned, the 49.5. We do want pieces of this game. Willing to pop in many of these wide receivers for the Packers as a strong flex consideration tonight. Probably drawing the line at Wicks, just a wait and see with him. But definitely guys like Romeo Doubs and Reed, it would probably be in
and Watson
is
finally healthy. Watson is a start this because every time Watson get on the field, man, Watson do damage for them motherfuckers. It's just
I have no shares of Watson, that's why I didn't mention him. But yeah, if you got him, start him. Yeah, facts. Let's see. Sean says he's been stashing Wilson for the last week. Yeah. Now's the time to see what's up, especially with Lave or whatever his name is still kind of banged up. I don't think he's going to make an appearance tonight. So, did he go on the IR? He did not, right? He's just injured.
Who's that?
The other running back, the rookie, Lave.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Oh, Lloyd. Sorry. Yes, Marshawn Lloyd. That's what I meant to say.
I don't think they put him on the IR. I think that he's just a little banged up. They waiting on him.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be a lot because I know Wilson was a little banged up as well. It's probably just going to be a lot of Josh Jacobs tonight, and we'll get to see what that looks like. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, kiddo.
No, I said that's exciting. I like to see these two running backs on their new squads. Their potential RB1s, like high-end RB1s, and new systems. And I think both systems are confident in utilizing them as like the 90% rep. So, those are going to be nice little pieces to have. Congratulations to all the people that picked up fucking Saquon and Josh Jacobs in all your fantasy leagues because they were kind of cheap for the positional advantage that you get out of like a true workhorse. They were probably like the last one sitting there on your draft board, and they didn't cost anywhere near like the top three, Bijan, Brees, and CMC. You got those guys at a good price.
Yeah, I'm hearkening Josh Jacobs kind of a similar role as our man Joe Mixon in Houston. So, I think that their offenses are set up kind of similar. We've already seen the comparisons with C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love, kind of as far as the type of production that you can get. So if you got Jordan Love, I'd expect C.J. Stroud type numbers, and you're getting that at a value. He wasn't pushed up like Stroud was, but Stroud does have the bigger name receivers, I guess, or like the more established ones, and that's probably the reason why. But I like the offenses, they operate, the way they move, they push the ball down the field, and the use of that running back as a pure like workhorse style. I think that Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs are very similar. So whatever we get from, because they're both a little longer in the tooth, not as effective as they had been or efficient in years prior. So we'll see how that comes. I'm thinking that looking at this is like a little mini preview as to hopefully what Joe Mixon can do on Sunday.
So Jacobs is much better pass catcher, and he's a little bit more explosive than Mixon. Mixon is very inefficient. He gets a lot of the work, but he doesn't do much with it. Whereas Jacobs, we already seen him kind of like do it all and actually be a 3-down back that can be dangerous in the backfield, catching passes, and I have Jacobs well above Mixon. I don't think Mixon is a bad play, but I actually do have Jacobs at that value point where he could be in that conversation with the JT and the Saquon. Like those three guys, along with ETN, like they could be, because they're going to be catching like maybe 60 to 70 passes, and that value is not there with Mixon. I don't think he's catching that many balls, especially on fucking Houston, because they got Schultz, they got the three wideouts. Mixon is going to be a inside the 10, game management, running out the clock, running the ball. He's never been really that guy that fucking just like bust out a big run. He's he gets a lot of volume, but the yards per carry is, I don't know when the last time it's been over 4. It's kind of mediocre, but
for his career, well, last year it was at 4.02 actually for his rushing attempts.
Yeah, I was going to say
17 games.
So
yeah,
he's
so
like
it was
4.
just over 4 last year.
Yeah.
And my thing, I love to double back on you with Kidda. My bad. Fucking Josh Jacobs, we seen it before, the 2 years or 3 years ago when he hit for almost 2,000 combined yards, 100%. And like how you said about the 65 receptions, 70 receptions, something like that. That's what he had that fucking year, bro, 100%. And then with him going to LaFleur in the Green Bay system, you had Aaron Jones and a fucking AJ Dillon for the last couple of years with Josh Jacobs being able to run the ball and catch like how Aaron Jones did and not be as banged up like Aaron Jones has been for the last few years. You got the two-headed monster packed into one, because we seen what Josh Jacobs did when I think it was a 2,000-yard season, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it was damn sure close to it.
Yeah, he was RB1.
Oh, my mama, 100%. So, yeah, and like how Kid is saying, the value where you're getting Josh Jacobs and what he has already on wax or on game tape, however you want to call it, hell yeah. On my mama, I love that.
In 2022, he had 340 attempts for 1,653 yards. So the 2022 season was definitely really explosive for him. Last year, he obviously missed, I think, weeks 14 through 17, he was inactive, so that dipped his numbers. But up until week 13, Josh Jacobs had 233 attempts for 805 yards. His catch rate out of the backfield was 68%. He was 37 receptions for 54 targets. Joe Mixon, though, best ability is availability, played all 17 games last year, had 257 attempts, 1,034 rushing yards at 4.02 rushing yards per attempt. And in the receiving game is where he actually made a lot of noise last season. 52 receptions on 64 targets. That's an 81.3% catch rate there. So it just depends, right? If Stroud is going to actually kind of check it down. I don't see that happening, but there's going to be a lot of like wheel routes downfield where Mixon's going to be 20 yards downfield and he may get some targets. So that'll be a little bit different than what he got with the lowly Bengals backups last season. So I think that there's going to be a little bit of give and take. He's going to be just fine. And we got to remember, he finished at RB number 5 in fantasy last season. So regardless of his inefficiencies, he's going to be the dude in Houston on a really good offense that was better than the Bengals offense was last year. Facts. GMM, what's he saying? I'm mad I don't have Josh Jacobs. He's about to go in. Pause. Yeah. How do we feel about Jerome Ford is the question from Sean.
100%, especially for the first half of the season, bro. He gonna get
last year.
Do it last year. Everything. Facts.
Dennis appointment is at 5.
He's playing with fucking Watson. They're definitely gonna lean on him. Lean on him. Facts. I love Ford, bro. Even when Nick Chubb come back, it's gonna be a two-headed monster. You got to remember, they always had the two-headed monster with Nick Chubb.
Yeah, Jerome Ford should still be good, get a lot of work. They did bring back Deontay Foreman after he was waived momentarily or whatever, but they released Dorian Thompson-Robinson, if I'm not mistaken, from their roster, and they were able to make a roster spot to bring him back. That would have put Pierre Strong in the backup running back position there, but I'm not too sure how they're going to shake all that out. I just know that Jerome Ford is essentially going to be the 1A there and get most of the work, and then we'll see how the rest of the carries shake out. We got some news from Lee here. Ford be good the first 5 games. Nasty 1-2 punch when Chubb comes back, so we'll see. how that goes, but that's his opinion there. And Bake's letting us know that Downs is officially been, ruled out for week 1. So
let's go, AD.
That there will be some AD Mitchell and some Alec Pierce. I'd probably be leaning AD if you're going to have to flex one of those guys this weekend.
Yeah, and with that point total, with the point total that Vegas thinks is going to be, I mean, there should be some points here. Yeah, I don't really think Indy's defense like that is it's preventing a lot of scoring either.
Yeah, they play a lot of cover 3. They run zone at the third highest. They ran zone at the third highest rate in the NFL last season. They have the same defensive coordinator and the same guys in the secondary. Nothing much has changed. I do think that probably their best defender will be who plays out of the nickel. Will probably be lined up against our guy
Kenny Powers.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll be lined up against our guy Tank Dell, who I think, like I said, he can beat anybody in the NFL. So
his name isn't Kenny Powers, is it? That's the guy from the show, huh?
Yeah, it's Kenny Moore. Kenny
Moore. Kenny Powers.
Yeah, it's Kenny Moore for the
call. I thought I had that.
I don't know why I went straight to Kenny Powers.
I got a start for y'all right now.
Okay.
DK or Tank?
Who?
DK or Tank?
Shit.
Oh, DK.
I'll probably go DK. Oh man, I don't know actually.
Like Bogey said, is still gonna be on Surtain, and then like you said, Tank score anywhere, man.
Yeah, maybe I'd be leaning Tank. Like I said, if we do have that nickel coverage on him, then Kenny Moore's the best defender for the Colts, but that's not really saying much. So if he can win, the one-on-one there, the Colts are just going to be in trouble. They may have to, refigure their coverage scheme or attack if they are going to come out and play zone. And if that happens, then that means Tank Dell's still going to get loose. I still feel like he's going to get loose. He's getting loose Sunday.
Yeah. I think if one Tank
6 for 70 and a touchdown.
Yeah, I was gonna say like one big Tank Dell play could be like an entire days of production for DK,
bro.
But like
DK can house those too, right? We saw it when he played the Cowboys last year, but it was only that one game where he really and everybody sat him except for me. I was like, I'm just gonna play him, fuck it, and I was really lucky that I did.
Find a way to play them both.
I can't. So it's a 2 wide receiver, 1 flex, and so my first 2 wide receivers is fucking who I got Puka, Pittman, Metcalf, and DK. Okay. So my flex, I got an elite option. I damn near got 3 elite options at flex.
Sometimes that's a real good problem to have.
Yeah.
And Jordan Addison. Especially, I love Jordan Addison. He's been sliding. I think that fucking O'Connell is gonna be able to have fucking Darnold not be extravagant, but just play within the system and just be able to spread the ball. All we need you to do is just distribute, don't see ghosts, and
don't see ghosts. Don't get mono.
But yeah, man, I got a problem at wide receiver in this fucking league, dog. No lie. Oh my mama.
Okay, that's comfortable. Then I would play Tank because the upside, the ceiling is higher with Tank.
I think Tank is the higher upside play versus DK. I think DK does have a floor here.
Tank is my number 1 ranked flex.
Got them floor guys with Pittman and other homie.
Yeah. Pittman's got a tough one too against Stingley, but it's hard to get off the Pittman play period because he's gonna get so much volume.
Yeah, and not only that, Stingley doesn't travel, so if they move Pittman around, he'll face some other corners.
And here's the thing too, it's not like it's just DK. They do have JSN, and like for what it's worth, they usually just keep Surtain on the one side, but and if that's the case, they usually just put their number 1, which would be DK out there. You know what I mean? But he's not gonna be erased 100%, right? I think Tank though is the guy that can make the big one.
You bring in the offensive coordinator from the Huskies, bro. You see what he had with Washington, with Penix, Adunze, was it Polk there, and fucking
McMillan.
So you kind of expect him to, be able to try and put some points up, or bring more firepower to the offense from what they had in previous years with under the Coach Carroll fucking regime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crazy old senile Pete Carroll.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen DeGeneres himself. You've never seen him in the same room at the same time. I'm just saying. They're the same person.
So I was doing some work here in the background, guys. All right, let's keep moving here. What's going on? For my flex, I put Ford and I took out Christian Watson. My other option is Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary is going to get work, but it's probably going to be ugly work, but he's going to get all of it.
If we're going to go based on last year, we could run on the Cowboys. I mean, they do have Mike Zimmer now as their defensive coordinator, so they should improve in that department. But hey, man, give me Jalen Ford, man.
Jerome Ford
with a higher ceiling than Tank.
Jerome Ford. Jalen Ford. Jerome and Rome. And then there's
we got Professor Peacock to show you some what we call them, the
ass metrics.
The ass
metrics.
Ass, and you got to do the big.
We need that. Yeah, the big Sean.
The big when you break down the ass.
Let me find that graphic because I have it on another computer, but I'll pull it up and let you know how elite of a separator Tank Dell is. Led everybody in the NFL last year versus both zone and man. Let's see, ass. I shouldn't search ass on Twitter.
So far, there hasn't been anything really elite about DK. He's a solid floor. That's where I see him.
I think and last season he was giving you some dud games, like I said before he went off on that.
That's a career low.
Yeah.
Where DK is elite at is his profile build. What he brings to the team.
Being called out the athleticism.
You can't,
for sure.
You can't teach height.
To use that consistently and be able to win based off of your athletic build, and you know, what I mean, he still needs to learn. He needs to learn traits and fucking just being experienced wide receiver and not just rely on his fucking athleticism. You know what I mean?
I mean,
what is it called? Fucking
until last year. Until last year. In his entire career, he's never been lower than 4th at the position in total red zone targets. And that usually translates to touchdowns. So like that thing last year, he was still top 10 in red zone targets at the position. But this is something I think that can come back because of the type of specimen he is, being a bigger target. He tends to get those red zone.
Here's that ass metric I was talking about here. It's an average separator score. And you can see there, Tank Dell from Houston led all receivers with a minimum 150 routes run, and by a decent margin. I mean, and then of course you have guys like Deontay Johnson and Rashad Bateman who aren't getting the ball from great quarterbacks. And then you have guys like Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, all behind Tank Dell as far as him separating from the closest guy next to him when he catches the ball. So I really love Tank Dell as
number one in the ass metric.
And you know what, too? I love this because I'm a numbers guy, and target separation is a damn good metric to go ahead and see
how the ass metric.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I love that shit, bro. Oh my mama.
I love this ass stat. It's the best.
Come on now.
What is it again? Average separator score. The ass metric. This is a good one.
Hey, top of the morning, Albert.
What up, Albert? Albert, if you want to rewind it a little bit, you can see us breaking down the ass metric. The average separator score. The ass.
Yeah, there's one that's graphed out that I'm going to try to find on Twitter. That way you guys can see it. I shared it in the chat, but that one plots out the players a little bit better. Let's see. I am going to search Tank Dell ass and see what happens. Oh, man.
Your wife's going to go through your.
You might need to put some
you're taking this Houston thing a little bit too far, looking up their asses now.
Separate.
On the next trivia show, whose ass is this?
Here's a good one. I found it here. Let's see if I can bring it up on the stream now. Sorry, guys. Bear with me a second.
It's all good. You're in the HQ.
That's right.
He's in the HQ right now and pulling all the gears.
Okay, here it comes. Pause. All right, so there's your 2023 weekly wide receiver play right through week 12, minimum 200 routes. You have Brandon Ayuk way up in that higher corner, right, with the super efficiency. But this, I think, is also measured against this is catchable yak.
Yeah,
this is catch point and yak. So even in that regards, though, Tank Dell is way up there with Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown. I don't see where DK Metcalf is on this plotted graph. So just
you won't find him there.
I'm good at where's Waldo, so just give me a minute.
All right, cool. Yeah, look for a Seahawk, and I'll see if I can find it on there. But at this,
Is it safe to say that
There's JSN.
DK's probably great in the third receiver conversation when I think Tank can actually get up to the second receiver conversation.
You know, it's not good when you see Quentin Johnson on the graph, but there he is, DK Metcalf. He's right next to George Pickens.
Nice.
Oh, that doesn't make me feel any better. There's a reason why they were trying to get Ayuk. They're just like looking at George like, all right, let's get Ayuk.
Olamide Zacchaeus or whatever. Zacchaeus is just ahead.
That's the Wizard of Oz.
So so let's put this into perspective. We'll bring it in. We'll bring it in a little bit closer.
I think I have another graph that's similar, just on the separation score.
Was just a little bit better. Nico Collins and Jamar Chase were just a little bit better than DK Metcalf, according to this chart.
Right, and like I said, this catch point and then the yak grade. This one here is the actual separation score. So if you look over here in the upper right quadrant, you got like Ayuk, Jefferson, Hill, Nico, AJ, Waddle.
Well, they're all shiny.
Okay, so this is the separation score.
Yeah, and now if you go all the way to the top, then Tank Dell is above everybody in the upper. He's just not all the way to the right on the graph.
In terms of routes run. So
right. And then
he didn't run as many
you see Quentin Johnson all the way down at the bottom lower left quadrant with Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I'm telling you, this is a nice little stat because that final block, those are all high-end receivers that you definitely want to target for your fantasy team season outlook. We want those guys on the far end. The guys that are in the next bracket, they're pretty good too. Keenan Allen, we expect a drop off there, but he already did better than what he was expected anyways. Like his efficiency was higher.
Bro, I didn't say more experience. I think we said more explosive.
Shout out to Brandon Ayuk. He knew his value and he stuck strong and he fucking made that shit a headache for a lot of people. But I get why he made it a headache because he's a pretty damn good weapon and San Francisco needs him and he knew that they needed him, so they weren't gonna get rid of him for nothing.
My Niners, we played that one so well because we said, okay, you want to go, you want to get paid? Okay, go get the bag. He goes, go get the Steelers. Steelers like, yep, we'll give you the bag, BA. Come here, hugging and shit.
And Banks, I don't know who said experience. I don't think we used the word experience. I might have said more explosive wide receiver than DK at this point of their career.
Yeah, we want the explosiveness with the flex option. So
Tank that's
and I understand that Dell's a small guy, but at the same time,
on his wide receiver,
and
Tank could fucking beat both of those guys out in the weekly thing, and I don't think DK can warrant a higher fantasy value than Pittman and who's the other guy I forgot? Is it Jamar Chase?
Right. Gotta be. Yeah, and then on the last one, he got hit and knocked out for the year. I mean, he got rolled up on the back of his leg. It wasn't necessarily like a hit while he was catching the football. And anybody could get injured. He doesn't have a long history injury, as a matter of fact. That was his first major injury of his entire career, dating all the way back to high school. So he doesn't have a long injury history like guys like Puka Nacua, who have had knee issues for like the last 6 years. So those are things to consider. I'm saying, like, I know he's small, but he's also an elite separator, which means people can't touch him. And if you can't get touched, then you can't get hit and you can't get hurt.
And you got to add the PTSD he has now.
Oh, dude, he doesn't even have PTSD, bro. He's ready to roll. He's like, he already put all that shit behind him.
I'm just saying, he got shot, man.
Yeah, mini, man.
Snap that ball, he's gone.
Shakira's surprisingly high. Yeah, I mean, he looks to be an elite separator. You got to get open. And that's the tough thing. You know, in the NFL, it's tough to get open, and then you get the ball thrown your way. A lot of things have to go right. So if you're getting open constantly, then you're going to get more looks. I don't care how many other good pass catchers there are on your team. If you're the guy who's separating more and getting open more often, you're going to get more looks and more targets, or at least better looking targets.
Even after just 1 year, I think we all trust CJ to find that open guy. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
What's up, Derek? He checking back in. He says he's at lunch on work.
What up, Derek? What we eating for lunch?
I'm getting hungry. It's been a minute since I had that hamburger, hot dog, fries, and onion rings.
Ooh. I'm not mad at that. Eating bad is so good.
I totally disagree with this take, Bakes. I've been following Tank Dell closely. I've seen all his interviews. He totally went right back to work within the week after he got shot. As a matter of fact, he said he was already healed up from the broken leg.
That brought him up higher in my ADP.
Yeah, and then he went right back to work, like literally the next day after getting shot in the leg. He's been putting in the work. If you've seen my Tank Dell videos, I think that he can be an elite wide receiver 1, and especially in Dynasty after Diggs is gone, him and Nico should feast for the next couple of seasons. So you got to look at the film. There's a really cool one I shared with the guys. It's called Tank Dell. I know that the name of the video is stupid, but the breakdown of the guy is immensely insightful. And it's called Tank Dell is the next Antonio Brown. Go check that out. He is an elite separator, like I mentioned, versus zone and man coverage. He's unguardable, dude. So if he's unguardable, like,
what is it called?
You know, you throw the ball to those guys.
What are those stopping routes where you do and you switch?
Oh man, the film on him is nasty. I mean, if you just go back and look at the film. Look at the film from the preseason. I mean, you saw him score a 36-yard touchdown on one target. He broke 2 tackles, got into the end zone. Somebody rolled up on the back of his leg. He kept his balance. He would have gone for another 70 yards, and nobody's going to catch him if that was, way back on the other side of the field. So he's game-breaking, not speed necessarily, but game-breaking potential because he gets so wide-ass open. It's crazy.
You ain't lying.
Go back and watch the H-Town huddle. I'll die on this hill. Tank Dell is an elite wide receiver 1. Maybe there are going to be too many mouths to feed, but I'm confident that he'll get open enough to produce for your fantasy team.
Yeah, we got Geno Smith, who's an efficient passer, but they ain't going to be winning and scoring as much as the Texans are. So I like the high-powered scoring offense. You got to give me you got to give the advantage to any CJ Stroud receiver right now over any Seahawk receiver.
Yeah, I was a DK owner last year and a Tank Dell owner last year. I was way happier having Tank Dell in my lineups on many occasions, many weeks in a row, except for that one Cowboys game that DK went off.
Yes, in the playoffs too, I think it was.
I'm not afraid to take them all. I've done that.
Yeah, he's backing it up, man. That's awesome.
Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, and CJ Stroud team.
Yeah.
I expect to be pretty damn competitive, so it's not.
I expect you to.
It's not
also.
like I just did it just to do it.
Bro, he gives you Rondale Moore vibes?
Rondale Moore vibes, okay.
Come on, Bakes. Watch some games, bro. Watch some games,
Rondale Moore
man.
was really terrible.
The fool.
No, I don't know about that, dude. Go watch some tape on Tank Dell. I'll drop some links so you can watch them. Actually, I'll look for it right now.
Rondale Moore right
Damn,
now.
Rondale Moore ain't even better than Darnell Mooney. And shit.
Rondale Moore didn't score 7 touchdowns in 9 games last year. Come on, man. Tank Dell did.
Isn't that a rookie record?
It was on his way. He was on his way, dude. Trust me.
Come on.
Yeah. All right. We did have a question, keeper league question here, guys. He took Burton with his last pick since T's almost certainly gone. He's locked in at the 16th if anything comes out of it. Yoshivas would be 6. Oh, it's not a question since he's a waiver ad. He's just talking over here. Let me see. Maybe.
Oh yeah, Yoshivas. Come on, man.
Burton might get ruled out, and you might be able to put him in the IR. And you can.
Oh, here we go. He was asking who you stashing between Yoshivas and Burton.
Yoshivas.
It's crazy because all the hype was on Burton until camp came around.
Yeah, to me, it's going to be who's going to primarily be in the slot or on the outside, because in that system over there, we've seen what T. Higgins brings. So if Burton was drafted to replace T, because he's only on that fucking the franchise tag. So whoever is fit for that outside role, I would rather have the receiver that's going to play that outside role instead of the Taj Boyd role, because we seen Taj Boyd, he's only relevant when one of them other receivers ain't playing. So,
yeah,
100%.
And then I didn't look the side and fact check this, but they said Burton's dealing with something too right now. Is he not practicing today? Because then I would just by default go to Yossi.
I just dropped that link to that video that I was talking about in the chat. If you got 5 minutes later or sometime, check out at least the first 5 minutes of this 10-minute video breaking down how awesome Tank Dell is. I guarantee it'll at least change your mind to him not being comparable to Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
At the very least.
And I repeat, if you shoot Rondale Moore, he's not coming back. Tank, on the other hand, I'm just saying.
Okay, let's see. We got any other questions from the chat. Shout out to Derek, still up in here. Carson Palmer. Parker, sorry about that. Called you a Cincinnati Bengal former quarterback. My bad. Bakes. I'm just saying 5'10", 165 pounds is not a body type that I see surviving in the NFL for long term. Neither was Steve Smith.
Deshaun Jackson.
Neither was Deshaun Jackson. Those guys retired as some of the greatest wide receivers in the NFL. You can't put everybody in a box. I think we've gone past the point now where guys need to be 6'4", 215 pounds to be a number one wide receiver. I think we're well past that. Look at Antonio Brown. Look at Antonio Brown. He was not a giant. One of the greatest wide receivers in the game.
Stephon Diggs not a giant either, right? But what is he, like 6'1"?
Who?
Stephon Diggs.
Oh no, yeah, he's about 6'1". Exactly. He's not a huge dude.
And when you have elite feet, bro, and you can put the feet with your hips,
the hands, the toe tapping on the sideline capability.
Yeah, likely.
No facts on everything.
Yeah, likely.
I'm still pissed with that. That line was right here. I'm not touching the line yet.
I appreciate that, Bakes. I'm not trying to convince you or anything crazy, but
take a shot on tank. If I did a toe tap,
kid,
I think the heel was on the ground.
The J's too, though.
Come on, I think
Christy J's.
This here's the toe.
Hey, it's football season. I got him.
You know what I'm saying?
I see y'all, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, shout out to Bill Strong 425. He's like, thanks for the show, fellas. Looking forward to tuning in this season. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to hearing from you and your questions this season, bro. So that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's small and fast and can catch. That's straight, man. He's also blazing fast. Tank Dell doesn't have that blazing 40 speed, but he has good football speed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got very good
and his
football
technique
skills.
is so sound that like he creates separation. And that breakdown actually is really what opened my eyes. I was like, then I started realizing, oh shit, he's a super value. Because it was like I was just so fixated on targeting Collins and Diggs a lot. Then it came to a point where I was like, man, I'm trying to get them all. I've even seen Kidda draft them all in one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get them all.
Low Shack is back. Got another pressing question. Somebody's trying to get Puka off of them. So Rasheed and Walker for Swift and Puka.
That's a damn good one from what we just seen last night. If you're getting Mahomes, might be number one because he might be taking over the go-to route. I mean, the go-to over Kelsey.
And it was wet last night. Let's not forget that. And it was against probably one of the best defenses in the NFL as well.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. And you might be upgrading over Swift and Walker because they came out and said that they want to run the ball a whole lot more. To who was it that was it? DK that said that? That was his quote talking about the new offense. But
yeah, they is finna feed just one guy over there, like Zach Charbonnet. Get that.
I'm gonna say do it, bro. Just based on I want to be tied to Patty Mahomes, bro. 100%. If I seen what I seen last night and what we got born with Worthy, and Worthy's going to present super more problems for the defense. On top of you still got Kelsey, even though Kelsey might be, it's only one game, 4 catches. Okay, it is what it is. But the way that Patty was looking for motherfucking Rashi, I might get on that hype train right now. I think I say run it, bro.
I love Puka. He's my favorite receiver, so I need all my Puka. I won't trade my Puka for a Rasheed right now, 1-for-1, and then the idea of upgrading Swift to Walker. I'm ready to hold because I think what you can do with Swift is cycle back and then maybe do one of those oddball fucking trades to get Herbert. And then you can lock down that team's running game. And
I mean, Herbert might just be available for him to pick up too.
Yeah, he might even be available. And Walker, he unfortunately, the way that the Seahawks play football is, I don't think he's gonna get into the RB1 conversation.
I think he needs to break some long screens and shit.
He's an RB2. I think Swift is still RB2, but if one of those guys goes down, then
if I'm the Rice guy, I'm definitely trying to do this.
Yeah, I think Low Shack has these.
I don't want to get rid of
I have Puka. I'm staying with.
Yeah, Brad has Puka.
Low Shack has Puka.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want
to get y'all on that one. I think I'm gonna take that though. I think I want to be tied to Mahomes. From what I seen last night, 9 for 7, 109. What it was, I don't think he scored. He didn't score, but yeah, I love what I've seen. I think that's what it is, bro. The thing
Bakes is asking if Kelsey looked smaller to us yesterday, like he lost weight.
Number 10, number
He's been
12
on
came
tour
out on that
dancing and
field
shit.
looking like a big ass homie, man. He didn't get no action, but
Wiley?
as soon as 12, that's Jared Wiley, the rookie. Man, I didn't know what I was looking at, and you brought up a good point. It might have been the number 12 that threw it off for me, but like as soon as that guy got out there, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Who the fuck is number 12? Why is he like 10 feet taller than Mahomes? So the Chiefs, they've got Noah Gray, who's been in the system. He can utilize or he can take advantage of a situation if Kelsey's not there. And then they got this rookie that comes out like a fucking specimen. Yeah, the tight ends, they in KC, they're super valuable, and it looks like they're doing their best to make sure that they got somebody in that position. And who knows how long Kelsey's going to be out there. I think the latest thing that he said was that he plans on playing for a long time.
2 more
but
years at least.
Yeah, if not, damn, the Wiley looked fucking impressive physically. He didn't get much action. And then Noah Gray, I feel like Noah Gray's stats to Kelsey's stats, they're comparable, right? There wasn't any difference between the two guys.
Yeah, not much, to be honest. And I think Gray got like a red zone carry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Weird. Which is kind of worrisome, but like I said, good defense, really good defense from the Ravens yesterday.
Yeah, Hollywood coming back is going to be a positive thing for KC for sure.
Yeah, but it doesn't scare me from Rashi though.
No, Rashi is the number one for sure. I agree. Yeah,
New question from the chat here: who would you rather have between AR-15 and K1? Tried trading. Would you trade AR for K1? Would that make sense if you have Caleb Williams as your backup behind AR?
Is that Kyler Murray?
Yeah,
I think K1 is Kyler.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're the same player. Fuck them. I mean, that's like a lateral trade. I don't want to do none of them.
Yeah. If I got to pick out of one, I would rather have Kyler because he's a better pure passer than what AR is 100%, and he doesn't need to rely on his legs in order to make something happen after the first.
If you are trying to trade for a haul, though, you probably get more in return from AR just because of the draft capital and people's perception of them right now.
Yeah, them is facts, bro.
Here we go. Breaking news from Derek. Steelers signed tight end Pat Freiermuth to a 4-year deal. Wow, $48.4 million contract extension.
That fan base is happy. They fucking love some booze.
Yeah, they do. And then Tino's saying it's about to be a crazy 3-headed monster in Kansas City now. Rice, Worthy,
Hollywood.
Pacheco?
Bro, they gonna have an arsenal, bro.
And they got Pacheco. So
the cutscene didn't come from Lee, so I didn't put it up there.
I don't know if Kobe Parkinson's gonna be a fucking a huge contributor. I think he's gonna be a contributor, but fucking Puka and Cooper Kupp, those are Stafford's guys. So that's why I'm leaning still Puka over Rashid. Like those guys, they can already work together and be productive fantasy value. And I'm never getting rid of Puka. I'm doing everything I can to get a Puka still. Like all the beginning hype, I had already was convinced when I watched that shit. I'm a Puka guy.
Puka Nakua. A Puka Nakua. A Puka Nakua. It means no worries. All right. So.
Every day. Yeah. I mean,
Sean says, do you guys think Trey Benson gets a decent amount of touches this year? Hey, yeah, at some point.
Hell yeah, because that's the
because Connor
they want to play run control this, like last year, bro. When you got a Kyler and you want to be able to try and keep Kyler in the game, you're gonna try and limit to where he takes hits and whatnot. And what better way to do that is play a run game, ball control, 100%. And they got the offense to do it, 100%, bro.
Yeah, the Arizona Cardinals, they like to run their fucking. They like to run it down your throat. Pause. But Trey Benson, he's one of the highest valued handcuffs right now. I don't know how much standalone value he actually has. I think Connor is still really, really beloved in that system, and they're going to keep him. as much as a 3-down back as they can, and he does a good job at it. But he gets hurt, so when Benson is gonna get the opportunity to become the successor, he's gonna probably show out and maybe create a conversation. But right now, I don't think Connor's gonna lose too much action to Trey Benson. Not at the moment.
Yeah, not right now. He's a steady workhorse until he isn't at some point. He'll cede some touches, obviously, when he gets injured at some point, because he usually does. But like I said, I don't see Trey Benson running away with the job coming off of the injury and starting slow. It's James Conner's team at the moment, but he's definitely going to get some touches and get worked in along the way if they're smart. That's probably the game plan.
Yeah, Connor he missed 4 games last year and had 208 carries and hit for 1,000. That was 1,040, and that was 6th in the league. You know what I mean? So they are a run first team. They're not the old Cliff Kingsbury where we just airing this bitch out and we gonna set up we gonna run or we gonna pass to set up the run. We setting up the run to set up the pass, or we running to set up the pass. 100%. Excuse me.
For sure. And let's just use this so we can, appease. Our man Lee with some news here. Colts officially rule out Josh Downs for Sunday. He is out. So AD Mitchell to the moon, says Tino.
Come on now.
Yeah. Derek says, I got tanked ill in my work league this year. I need my boy to go off this year. And yeah, going back to the DK Metcalf thing, here's a little blurb from David Heilman from Sports Gambling Podcast Network on DK Metcalf. It's difficult picking someone inside the top 40 that is likely to disappoint, but DK Metcalf draws a tough matchup in week 1. Pat Surtain just reset the corner market with a big payday. Metcalf has struggled with consistency at times, allowing the defenders to get into his head. Seattle may choose to attack other corners, but DK has a clear path to a disappointing Sunday this week.
Talk about it. That's why
I'm ready for the JSN to fucking elevate his role and make Lockett just a piece in that Seattle offense. I want JSN on the field doing things much more often than I want a Tyler Lockett. And DK is still the number 1 out there and great. He fucking if Surtain shadows him, then fucking JSN. We talk about separation. I think JSN was much higher on the chart than DK was. So I like the idea that JSN gets a real productive sophomore season, takes a leap, earns his fucking draft capital, and shout out to all those Ohio State receivers, man. They were hyping JSN up long before he was even in the league, saying that, like, hey, watch out for this one, because when he was on our squad, we all felt like he might have been the best fucking one out of all of us. And you don't hear a lot of teammates confess or profess that another player is better than them, but JSN got a lot of respect from his peers, so that carries a lot of value for me. I'm still high on the JSN.
I got to double back on the Arizona. The Arizona run game, 471 rushing attempts last year, 4th in the league. If James Conner had 208 of those, there is room for Trey Benson as well. They were 4th in the league in rushing attempts. They are a run-first team, bro. They run to set up the pass, so you definitely want a piece of this running game, bro.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, Connor is a nice little cheap RB1 for you.
Derek says the Ohio State receivers were looking out for their boy when they said that. They wanted to get him hyped up so he could get drafted high. He won't do anything until Lockett retires next year.
I don't think Lockett needs to retire. I think Jason is.
Bogey, I think your mic disconnected because you're talking and I don't hear nothing.
Jason wasn't a bad.
I had myself on mute on the hardware. Am I back?
There you go.
He just wasn't the number 1 overall wide receiver.
He didn't say anything
and all that stuff, but he didn't do
everyone. You probably could have had me doing that for like 7 minutes. I wouldn't have not noticed. I'm like, oh, shit, I put myself up on the hardware. Pause.
Hardware, yeah.
JSN though, bruh. He's been the one that they've been talking about all offseason too. As soon as they brought in the Husky coordinator.
Oh,
just
like Just
Like even DK says something about him too in the offseason.
Yeah,
about to be that dude.
Like kid has said, it says stack 5.8 when their pass attempts was better. Pass pro. Oh, JSN had a 2.32 target separation, 6 at the position, and 366 yak yards. That was 21st at the position. So
Bring it back. That first stat, that's an ass metric?
That is an ass metric.
Yes, okay.
Uh-huh.
We know A-dots and ass metrics, and we're bringing all the advanced analytics here.
I love those ass metrics.
Yes, I love it. We're still talking about football.
Oh, here it is, right here.
Hold on. I love those ass metrics.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
It works for that one too.
Yes, it does. Look at that. Multifaceted.
Sorry, JD. Continue.
You come on now. That's what we're here for, man.
Yeah, broke down the isms.
And they ain't getting none of this shit nowhere else, man. 100%.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Break down them isms. Those are some good JSN isms. Hit them off.
No, facts, man. That 2.32 target separation. I think if I remember correctly, it said he was 6 in the league at his position at target separation, bro. 100%. And then having the advantage of lining up in the slot, though, bro. 100%, man. Oh my mama, ain't no bump and run, ain't no you might get chipped off, if you're closer to the line, to the fucking
he does got the speed too,
like that. But yeah,
free up that seam. Just
come on now, bro.
Yeah, I think he probably just didn't hit the 150 route threshold to make it onto this list over here. But that's a legit score. What was it? 2.6. That would have been higher than Tank.
They was probably running a lot of just 2 wide receiver sets earlier in the year.
Yeah, I was saying he went on the
marking to the end of the year. My mama.
Let's see what's here. Dynasty, yes. Get JSN for next year. Redraft. Don't touch this guy. We have to draft him. You've been warned. I don't know where he's been going with like Jamo and those guys.
Not that expensive. I mean, I don't think
you can take a shot if you want to get exposed, but that's fine.
Hey, drafting season is finished. If you're playing in a league that's still drafted, man, y'all are late to the game. There was one last night. The fuck?
What's wrong with your DirecTV? Is DirecTV screwing people right now? Tino says he can't even watch ESPN.
Are they the one that is with the ESPN shit? Yeah, because ESPN costs a lot of money. So DirecTV, they're not willing to spend the money to obtain the ESPN, and so y'all on DirecTV,
doing it right when football starts.
You're gonna have to figure out how to watch Monday Night Football because Disney don't fucking negotiate with just anybody. So if Disney has that price in mind, then
I have the cheat code for you guys. It's actually the cheat code's actually provided by NFL. You could download the NFL app. And you can watch those primetime games. Like even tomorrow, if it's only on Peacock, you're going to be able to watch it on the NFL app.
Yeah.
I like that. I did not know that. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's a little G code. And even at most, you might have they do offer things where like my girl, she pays I think it's like $3 or $5, I think, for just all the Niner games. So if she's at work, she can watch it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes if they're on the road, they're not going to show it. You know what I mean?
On the Niners app, on the Niners app. So I wasn't on there last year, but the year before, the Niners app, they broadcast all the games.
Oh, word. Okay, I might got download the Niners app.
Shout
out to the gang.
Oh, my mama.
Disney don't negotiate with terrorists. DirecTV. Shout out to Hustle Kings. Make sure you like and subscribe. Hustle Kings. Here's a question. Let's give you the proper treatment.
Out of all the tight ends, I think he was in the top 5 of actual route to run, and that's always a good indicator that you might not be targeting K. Dotton, but the fact that you're utilizing him, he's a late round value. And how I watched him play in the playoffs. When it mattered most, K. Dotton was getting work. So I do like the K. Dotton.
I got stats on. I got a video on K. Dotton, and I got the script right here, still written right here for K. Dotton.
Man, I'm in on K. Dotton. I was looking at him on the waiver wire this morning. So
go bust it down to K. Dotton.
Okay, I read what I said, and you can find this on the Hard to Start Network, Hard to Start podcast shorts. It's coming in as the 173rd overall and being drafted as the 1505. Otten is a great candidate from last season, finishing as the tight end 19 who can push into mid to high end tight end 2 overall status this season. Pushing posting 67 targets, fourth most on the team, only one target missing to be tied for third in targets on the team, fourth on the team with 47 receptions, and fourth on the team in receiving yards with 455 innings, and clearly is the third or fourth option on the team. On his team, but Otten is not a catch and fall down tight end with having 220 yak yards of his total 455 receiving yards and a 95% snap share, so he's never coming off the field. 568 routes ran and 100% route participation and an ADOT of 6.7 with a target separation of 2.13 and 9.7 yards per reception, plus 620 more or 20 yards or more catches. With him coming into his third season, I think we can see him as a breakout candidate or to start that.
Hell yeah. That's
man, I got no K9 now.
Come on now.
Isms downloaded, right?
Not to mention that if you look at their preseason usage, they've been running 3 wide receivers with 1 tight end, and it is Cade Otton. He hasn't been coming off the field, like you said, because the depth behind him is horrible. He's like the best tight end and only tight end that's going to be on the field for Tampa Bay.
And it's not like they're running base packages when they had Gronk and shit like that, right? It's different now, you know what I mean? So,
and Sean says Baker does love them tight ends, man.
Yeah, that's the big balls, my boy.
Facts.
I'm a big proponent of draft Baker if you can. Put him as your QB2 and just roll with it, because whatever we got out of Baker last season, that's not a fluke. I don't think that might even be his best season in his career.
Got it, bro.
He's a late bloomer. I said it last year. I said it this year. I'll keep saying it until I'm proven wrong. But I think this kid is going to be a late bloomer in the NFL, and he put up the QB10 overall, and we play 12-man league, so that's pretty valuable where you get him.
Right, question here. I'm sorry about Poppy Ray. Shout out to Poppy Ray with the easy E on the avatar, bro. What is up, man? So appreciate you. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Need to bench 1. Pickens, Devontae Smith, Ayuk. It's a PPR 8-man team. Oof.
Yeah, George Pickens. Devontae Smith is going to get a lot of easy reads or, easy coverage.
He's going to take the other. He's going to take Russell Douglas.
And then you know what? Only reason why this is because is Sauce Gardner going to be locked up on Ayuk? Sauce goes across the field. Ayuk is primarily on the outside. Ayuk going to have a hard day with Sauce, bro. So you know what? Give me George Pickens and Devontae, 100%.
Okay.
That is. Ooh, I didn't think. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting Devontae, the Slim Reaper, and then it's like a toss up there between Ayuk and Pickens. I'd probably lean Ayuk just because I like the offense. But he has been he was holding in. He did recently get paid, so now he is practicing. I think that he can just kind of flip the switch, but if he hasn't been game planned, then that's a different, thing, right?
AJ Terrell is who Pickens is going to draw. So it's a tough matchup for him and Ayuk actually across the board. But I will lean Ayuk. I like what Peacock says, the better offense. And
that's right.
Shout out to the gang.
Hey, appreciate you, Hustle Kings. He just said he just subscribed, man. That's what's up. So you'll be getting the notifications when we go live. Like I said, later on tonight, there will be the Friday night showdown in Brazil, Eagles versus Packers. So we will be covering that as well. Make sure you are tuning in and giving us your questions and thoughts and feedback. And just appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Thank you so much.
Just like my man Neon Peacocks had eloquently stated, we are covering the Playmakers watch party tonight. You know what I'm saying? And feel free to turn up with us because we're at war. You know what I mean?
Good looking, Bakes. I appreciate that, bro. On my mama.
Yeah, here's Lee with some news. Panthers injury report. Tight ends Tommy Tremble, Ian Thomas ruled out, so no tight ends out there.
No, they got JT.
No, they have Adam Thielen.
JT Sanders.
They have. Oh, you think we're gonna get a look at the rookie?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as health wise, he's
from
out,
Texas.
Yeah. That was one of your guys. Hold on, I'm gonna walk my little man out.
We got Joshua Mars 22. Shout out. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. He's saying Lamar choked last night. Probably on those last 2 throws on that last drive. It's gonna be magnified, but he had a great game.
He could have the receiver. You never know. I know there's like when you get into the middle of the field, and if that was if that was drawn up as okay, so he's gonna drop back, and then we're gonna wait for the play to progress. We want you to sit in the center, so the receiver kept going to the sideline, and that might have been why he threw it behind him, because he was supposed to sit and not continue to move, because he was already 10 yards clear of fucking dude on the left and the right. So you just sit, and then I'm going to hit you, because it's easier to make a throw to somebody that's just standing stable than it is to fucking hit a guy that's like running to the sideline. So I don't know if it was Bateman's fault, but that, to me, it might not be all on Lamar making a terrible throw. Like, Bateman probably was supposed to sit in the middle of the field and become a target rather than a moving target.
Yeah, that it looked like that's what Lamar wanted him to do, and which is why the pass was kind of thrown behind him. So maybe just a slight disconnect there. Josh was saying, Tino facts, they said on Pro Football Focus last night that Zay Flowers was 20 feet wide open for the next Chiefs defender. Come on, Lamar, you gotta hit that, and he let us down last night. But like I said, for fantasy purposes, Lamar played a spectacular game. He put up, I think, 42 points in my home league, so I love that.
Yeah, that motherfucker damn near 50 last night, boy. That shit is crazy. Shout out to Derek. Oh no, who am I playing? No, Derek's had
Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson there with the tight ends out.
Yeah, 100%. Oh no, it's fucking Jimmo in the SBI. Jimmo got motherfucking got Lamar Jackson.
There you go. Oh, that's right. And here's another question from Captain. I think a little capybara like that. I like that. That's a cool little avatar there. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, bro. That way we can get to your stuff a lot sooner when we recognize those names that are super awesome like that. We'll hit your questions up as soon as they come in the chat. Question here: start Devonta tonight or Malik Neighbors? I'm on the Devonta Smith side. Give me the Slim Reaper. In the high
it's still week one, so you're drafting Devonta before Malik, I think, anyways. So go with how your lineup is built. Your roster was built to start Devonta, so I'm still starting Devonta.
Yeah, he also threw over likely in the corner. That's right. So there was 3 times it was like a triple sheesh moment on that last drive where they could have had touchdowns and it just didn't come to fruition. But we've known this for a long time. I mean, Lamar is a better runner than he is a passer. He's not going to hit all of those, but there was just a game of inches there, or centimeters in this case, or a toenail.
He's a 2-time MVP.
Bateman. Yeah, he threw Bateman. But I mean, he's targeting Bateman too much. I don't know what's going on there. They should just get him off the field.
Tez Walker needs to come out and play some football.
Yeah, for sure. Get up with y'all. Salute. Yeah, we've been rocking most of the morning. It is 1 p.m. out here Central Time where I'm at. I'm going to have to take a lunch break pretty soon. But let's get to this question real quick. Stroud or Caleb Williams week one? Yeah, it's a for sure fire Stroud for me. Versus Indy's. The Indy's defense, the weak spot is the secondary playing zone. And CJ Stroud has a plethora of weapons I expect for him. I think I prognosticated
on the H-Town Huddle too.
Yeah, on the H-Town Huddle. If you want to go back and watch that, I talk about the Texans for about 2 hours on Wednesday night. It is here on the GWN network and our sister stations. Let me throw that up there. Here they are. The GWN network, Guru Nation, there, Peacock's podcast, of course, and the Heart to Start.
Let's go.
Fantasy podcast. There are YouTube channels you guys can get to. You can find all the same shows being streamed there, but I did do the H-Town Huddle specifically on GWN and the Neon Peacock channel, but 2 hours of that, and I broke it down for you, man. I love Tank Dell this year. He's an elite separator. I think that the fact that he's your number 3, considered your number 3 wide receiver, CJ Stroud's going to feast this year, and he should return on his ADP value. I know a lot of people are calling for that bust, but it's going to take a lot for that to happen. I think multiple injuries, and anytime you're banking on injuries, you're talking about injuries, then it's not really the player's fault. So I'm fairly confident in CJ Stroud.
Number 1 in average separator score, the ass metric.
There it is, man. There it is. Pull it up. Tank Dell, number 1 in the ass metric. And Nico Collins, number 10, and Stephon Diggs, number 11, bro. So CJ Stroud has elite separators.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Huge ass metrics. Huge ass
metrics. Average separator score, that is.
Sean, appreciate you rocking with us for this time, man. You got to go salute. We have been going for 2.5 hours. Lee, with some more news. Jamal Adams out against the Bears. DeAndre Hopkins, questionable. Whoa.
Jamal Adams doing Jamal Adams things.
So
Here, that one deserves a drop. Shout out to our man Lee, the ear to the streets with the news. Appreciate that, bro.
I like that.
Sean will see us tonight, man. Awesome. Appreciate that. Tino saying salute.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know what he was laughing about with Kidda, but Kidda must have done something on screen that was funny.
Hey, Kidda steals the show. I'm telling you, you gotta pay attention to him.
Especially last night with that food.
Yeah, real talk.
Oh, here we go. We got another one. Devonta Smith or Brandon Ayuk or Pickens, can only start 2 of them. PPR.
Is it this the same?
Yeah, it's the same question. we were leaning Smith for sure, and then either.
You need to tap in with the other guy, or is it the same one?
It might have been the same one.
You got the same frequency.
That's right.
Well, because think about it, when you're in a draft,
problems,
it's easy to acquire those guys if you think about it like in order.
Lee's letting us know that Sean is a diehard Eagles fan, so he's definitely going to be pumped up for the show tonight. That's great that we can be in your ear as you're watching. So that's cool.
Sean's real fired up.
I almost want to say sit Devontae because I like going against the grain anyways. But you got Pickens and Ayuk, the number 1 guys on the outside, and then Devonta Smith is not the number 1 over in Philadelphia and Green Bay. They might be susceptible to the run, so they might not have Saquon might get all the fucking work, and then it might just be default AJ Brown in the pass game, and then you got Goddard. So Goddard is healthy. Goddard usually affects fucking Devontae.
Yeah,
it doesn't affect AJ, but it affects Devontae. So,
but Devonta Smith has been a little dinged up. And he has a glass chin, so he might just get
I'm not afraid to sit Devontae over those 2 other guys, because I think the Niners, they're going to be like, okay, we paid this guy, we're going to force feed him and make him earn his money tonight. And then we already seen the chart. Ayuk is a goddamn elite player. And then Pickens, who else is in town? Nobody. So Pickens is going to get a high volume. I might just fucking sit Devontae. I know you drafted him probably after Ayuk, I hope anyways. Ayuk is probably your first, and then Devontae was your second, and then Pickens was your third. And
I'm still
I would start Pickens over the Devonta Smith. I'm starting Ayuk. And it's crazy to say because the cornerbacks on the Falcons,
what up, AJ?
AJ Terrell is decent. He's mad.
No,
he's it's going to be a little bit frustrating from time to time, but wide receiver's job is to get open, and that's kind of like what they do 7-8 times a day.
Going to draw. Is it King? Is that his name? Kevin King. Who's opposite of Jair Alexander? Is it still Rasul Douglas or is it King? Because Devontae will burn both of them motherfuckers.
He has that elite. What is it? Elite release package.
There it is. Pause.
Damn.
There's a lot of weapons on the Eagles. So my take is that Ayuk, because he had that hold in, he didn't hold out. He held in. He's been around. He was talking in the meetings. He knows the vocabulary on the play calls and all that stuff. He wasn't kept in the dark because he was holding out. So I think Ayuk is actually kind of going to be more ready than we anticipate. And then Pickens is the only man in town. And then in Philadelphia, there's an argument depending on how I don't remember how Green Bay covers the tight end, but if they don't do very well, then Goddard could maybe be the actual second read in the passing game, and Devonta Smith might be the odd man out. I could totally see that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know. But I like going against the grain. Like I said in the beginning of the conversation, is like, okay, y'all like Devonta Smith so much, I'm gonna give you a reason why they kind of maybe not be so high on him.
It's good to hear from
show on the internet.
Sean's gonna have a problem with that take, kidda. He said, "What'd you say about Devontae?"
I got Devontae. I got Devontae.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, so Lee's saying that Dolphins expect Jalen Ramsey to practice today. Don't know if he will play on Sunday, however.
It's because he had a hamstring, right? A hamstring's right here, but really, it was really his pocket that was hurting because he was like, "Give me my new deal," and then I'm back.
It's my money, and I want it now.
Oh, JG Wentworth, that's going on there.
100%.
JG Wentworth.
Hey, you never know. He might even sponsor us.
Come on.
I know his phone number.
Hey,
Little-
companies like that, extra cash. Yep, they love publicity. We can give you some publicity.
And I need cash now.
They have a catchy jingle.
Yeah.
That is one catchy jingle.
And the McDonald's one too. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know who made that up? I think the claim to fame is Pusha T.
No way.
Yeah.
I think somebody Google that. That's
Really?
like he had
I think
something
you're
to do with that jingle.
Yeah, I
he
think
had
so.
a piece of that.
He got a few of them.
Hey, man, shout out to Pusha T, man.
Oh, Lee with a good one. He said he was reaching for his money and he pulled something. You better call Dr. Bogart.
Dr. Bogey.
AJ said to let you know, Bogart, that starting Worthy paid off.
Hey, we talked about it last night.
Yeah, I shouted you out last night. I was like, you know, my son, I tried to tell him. I said I kind of want to see it first.
Hey,
Oh,
we got
I got a phone call coming in. Sorry, guys.
That's Xavier Worthy on the line. That's Xavier Worthy telling him to tell Bogart. Tell AJ he said thanks. Shout out to my son.
Shout out Neff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's him. We got any more pop-up questions?
Yeah, we got a question in here.
Ooh, nice. Let's do it.
He said, shout out to Brian DeCastro. Hello.
Ooh, he got cash in his name. Let's go.
Come on now. Talk about it. He say, hello. My JSN plus Jaleel for B-Rob and Jacoby Myers. Yeah, I say run that.
Wait, hold on. B-Rob as in
Brian Robinson Jr.
and Jacoby Myers.
For
so he's sending Jacoby Myers and B-Rob.
Work crisis, guys. Keep holding it down. It'll be working here in the background.
Okay, brother. Appreciate you. Huh. So he's receiving the Myers side.
Yeah,
Run it back.
Upgrade at running back, in my opinion.
Run it back. What's the trade again?
Is JSN and Urkel for B-Rob Jr. and Myers.
See, here's the thing is I like JSN a fuck ton and Urkel. He's going to catch a bunch of passes this year, bro. They're going to run a 2-back system with Sean Payton. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like, I like the JSN side.
Yeah,
I do think B-Rob is going to piss a lot of Austin Eckler truthers off this year, though. I'll tell you that.
Then he says it's a 16 team, half PPR. I got Bijan and A-Chain as my RB, and my wide receivers are Christian Watson, Drake London, and Xavier Worthy.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so I'm saying go ahead and get the B-Rob for more consistency as an RB play, as your RB2 play. 100%. But he got A-Chain too.
I was about to say,
so
he has
got a home run.
He has a weak winner in his lineup. You know what I mean? That guy could bust it open.
Two of them because he got Bijan. He got two because he got Bijan too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay put, bro. I'd rather have JSN over.
I think
maybe do this deal with Christian Watson in it. See if you can finagle this deal with Christian Watson and stay on JSN.
That might be a nice little counter.
Christian Watson,
because I think JSN is probably the best player.
Jaleel White McLaughlin. He was Steve Urkel.
Good Urkel reference.
That's why
Jaleel White, Steve Urkel.
Yeah,
Jaleel White McLaughlin. Yeah. If we could do that, I'm all about it. Because JSN and Christian Watson aren't too far off as far as draft capital goes. Because I'm pretty sure, fresh off the draft, people are still going to weigh that into their decision making. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I appreciate that, Brian De Castro, man. Appreciate you for showing up. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. That way you can come back. We treat everybody with kindness and fairness around here. We try to get to everybody.
We're all trying to win just like you. So, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And we see that 16-teamer we got a serious player right here with the 16.
He's a real D-gen. We like that.
Yeah, real D-gen stuff. Yeah, I'm not even in a 16-teamer. I got 14 is the most I'll do usually.
14
Been a couple
teams.
14s.
I just did a 14 team during the H-Town huddle when I took Tank Dell at the 5-14, bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw you talking about that. That was nice.
I'm in a 32 man, and I had the 29th overall. I was like, oh, but I got Travis Etienne, and then swung around and picked up Nico Collins with my second round.
Nice.
Your 32 team league looks like a 16 team. He like chopped it in half somehow.
That's right. So, we are watching the game tonight. Make sure you guys check back in with us later.
I got those shit like that. I am wearing a hat, but man, why?
We got an important question from Bogart's son.
Yes.
AJ with a question. DJ Moore or London this glorious week 1?
DJ Moore, score more, bro. Come on. Yeah.
Yo, and then we got Kev the Dev. Waddle or Debo? Waddle
I'm a
or
big Debo guy. I love Debo, but
I'm gonna take Waddle against the Jaguars. Oh, you know what?
I'm going Debo on this one. I think Debo has a better game than Ayuk. I think Debo gets featured. We know McCaffrey might be on a pitch count come Monday night.
Just find a way to play both of them?
Huh?
I'm saying.
Oh yeah, he should be able to start both of them. You know what I mean? Because you might be able to have one as your put one in the flex. He must be only be able to start 2 wide receivers and 1 flex.
I like that Dolphins game to have a lot of passing.
Yeah, 100% between both teams.
Yeah,
Hines Allen's gonna get some fucking sacks though, so there's a lot of pressure.
Formerly known as the Black Josh Allen.
Yeah. What did he change his name
Still
to?
known as the Black Josh Allen.
Or Hines Allen.
He got the JHN.
JHN. My mama.
JHA or whatever. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
J
I'm
High.
rocking it for now.
We're calling him J High from now on.
J High.
The Jihad. Dang. That's a good one.
I got a ton of J Highs. I ain't gonna lie. I've been on the kids' pause since back in the days.
Hey, Brian.
J Hawk calling right now.
The best waiver player in his league right now is Brandon Cooks. He said it's rough out there. That's
I would still swoop on Brandon Cooks. I'm not letting you know
yeah.
That's a great streaming option on a bye weeks for your players and whatnot. That's a great throw in whenever you're making a trade. So you got a Cowboy fan in your league, you'd be like, hey, listen, I'm going to throw in Brandon Cooks for you.
100% first big game.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I love that we're back at war. Feels like I never left, kind of. You know what I mean? But it's like
we're dynasty players too, all of us. So we don't.
I'm like one of those old senile war vets. Like, I never left the war, man. You never truly leave the war.
Yeah, the ones that was writing in their players and keeping
back
score. Shout out to all the OGs, man. That was right.
Shout out to the OGs, man.
Oh my mama.
Yeah, I mean,
got another question, man. Shout out to Evan Gettleman, man. Good looking for tapping in, man.
Shout out to Big Gettleman.
Najee Harris or Tony Pollard?
Oh,
give me Najee.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Najee because I still think they're gonna have issues in that interior. You got Grady Jarrett coming off of ACL, and then you got what's his name? Omniwasu. Is that his name? Or I forget. It's something crazy. But yeah, but he's coming off an Achilles, I think. So I think they're still going to be susceptible. That's why their linebackers eat so much because they get right to that level. You know what I mean on the ground. So I'm gonna lean Najee here. Yeah, in my home league, I got Najee. I drafted Najee. I need
Tony
Najee.
Pasta though. I feel like he has a safe floor as far as.
Sorry, I'm back. I made the phone call.
Yes.
For whatever it is we needed.
Yes, thank you. We're waiting for that phone call. But yeah, I think Tony Pasta does have a safe floor, like 4 or 5 receptions. But the touchdown, the guy who I think is gonna, be on a team that's gonna get in scoring position would be the Steelers versus Tennessee. I don't know what to expect. I think that game's super under that Chicago Tennessee game, or it's one-sided because I still think Tennessee, even though they added L'Jarius Sneed, that they're gonna give up a fuck ton of yards through the air.
Man, L'Jarius Sneed talked a whole bunch of crap on CJ Stroud recently. I don't know if you saw that, but he basically just said he ain't Patrick Mahomes. And I was like, bro, we didn't even play until week 6.
Bro, you ain't even no more. Shut up.
Hey, Lamar fucking. Well, I mean, he didn't win the game, but for at least our fantasy perspective, is man, Lamar's got a high ass floor, bro. And we already know what he could do if he
was wiggling back there.
If they get the 3 or 4 touchdowns in his pocket on top of everything that he does normally. Because that was a normal ass fucking Lamar.
In the Tyrannosaurus Flex League, I played against him. I think he put up like a 34 burger on me. I'm like, God damn it.
Shout out. He was tearing it up. Yeah, shout out to Tino for shouting out everybody who stopped by from Reddit today, trying to make this place the best place for fantasy football. Appreciate the love and support, guys.
Appreciate you, Tino. Shout out to my friend, man. He's
you see the belt? We bring the champions into the chat, bro.
Come on now.
Yeah. Evan Gittleman with the question: half PPR, Najee Harris or Tony Pollard this week?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a little tougher for me.
I'm still going Najee.
Yeah, I'm going Najee, bro.
I like Najee too. I think I'm gonna.
It's unanimous.
What's the status on Warren? Is he going to be ready for week 1?
Yeah, he's firing up.
I think Lee said that he's probably going to give it a go. It looks like he's going to give it a try.
Okay, call me crazy. I was waiting.
Hey, crazy.
Okay.
Okay, crazy.
I like the Steelers in this game to just win it outright. So I like Najee because he's the positive game script guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, here we go. We got an update from Brian DeCastro saying that he accepted Watson and Jaleel for B-Rob and Myers.
I like it.
Let's go.
I like it.
We talking
great at running back. You know what I'm saying?
We talking production.
And Jacoby Myers is a 15-teamer. Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers in a 16-team fucking. Oh man! And you got yourself a backup RB2. You're not sitting A-chain, we know that, but the fact that you got the insurance because he's volatile, you might not be able to start him every fucking week because of injury. Like, yeah, you did yourself a fucking you came up on this one, bro.
100%. And Jacoby has a bona fide role in that fucking.
Hell yeah, he ain't coming off the field very often, if at all.
100%, bro. Shout out to Oscar Mayer, man.
You know how I love the Ginsu. He's slicing and dicing. So, you know what I mean? And Devontae Adams is going to get most of it. But, man, the fact that Myers, it has the Adams on the field and now a Bowers.
Myers was a pain in the neck for a lot of.
He was still on the red zone look.
He had explosion games last year, too, bro. Yeah. Myers has a few explosion games.
And some breaking news from Lee. Jalen Warren was a full participant at Pittsburgh practice on Friday.
That's what's up. We like our Warren shares too.
Yeah, hey, I'm not mad at the Warren play either. I do. Here's the thing, Tony Pasta. For me personally, I got to preface this because everybody knows I'm not the greatest Tony Pasta guy, but I'm okay being wrong about Tony Pasta. I think if I have Chicago winning this game like I do, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lower scoring game. And
I'm with Peacock. Fuck the Titans. All
to double back on
the color.
The owners that have shares of pasta, you know, like me, where I took pasta in the draft strategy in these redrafts is that I was either going hero RB or zero RB, and I'm not mad at having timeshare running backs when I have a elite 4 package of wide receivers, a 3 package of wide receivers with an elite tight end. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at that. And Najee going around the same spot where you getting pasta at too, 100%. Just Najee to the table that he can hit for a K and some PPR value, and he's the main focal point on the ground in that offense. You know, just with Pasta and Tajay, we just don't know what the roles is going to be defined. But
Najee got to get the money, bro. They didn't pick up his 5th year. Let's go, run him into the dirt.
Facts. Najee trying to get
paid. What your work, Najee?
Yeah, and he's slimmer, which I always thought was a downfall on Najee's game is that he was kind of like he wasn't explosive. So maybe losing a little bit of weight, then he can get that explosive factor and really earn the 3-down back role. But you know, I don't know.
He can pass pro too, so
he's a really good running back. Yeah. He just wasn't explosive, so it wasn't like he could break away after he fucking hit a forward.
He had a 20. Look at this. He had a 20-yard run last year. He had his first 20-plus yard run last year since his rookie year. Like that's how not explosive.
He's not explosive. So
but also
losing
how
the weight,
bad that line is too. Like
losing the weight and,
hit behind the
and
line,
maybe becoming
making space
a
for-
little bit quicker and the ability to still be a man that knows how to absorb a hit and not go down after first contact. Maybe we get some yak from Najee this season. That would be a boost.
I mean, we got Russell Wilson who is super safe with the ball, and when you're super safe with the ball, you'll go to the safety valve. And he's never been not okay. How about this? Would everyone ever think of a Chris Carson being a pass catching running back? No, but he was catching balls. Russell used them as a check down. You know what I'm saying? And if it's Justin Fields, you know what I mean? Hey, their screen game is going to be in play. You know what I mean? Or the running back screen, I should say. Like, you know, there's going to be a lot of high percentage targets for the running back. You know, just fill in the blank, like whether you believe it's going to be Najee and, you know, Warren is in that role already. You know what I'm saying? But you're not always going to take Najee off in the third down.
I don't know how the epilepsy fucking went over my head as long as it did, but yeah, now that I know that Justin Fields suffers from epilepsy, it totally makes sense now. It's like, that's not going away. No drug.
Flashlights, cop lights, street lights
that you're in. God damn, that motherfucker is a real. It's a real game changer when you're on the field and you got tens of thousands of people just fucking watching you. It's just
taking pictures. They're just hella flashy.
No wonder he looks like a deer in the headlights. I had no idea why. Because
he's on his meds.
Well, got up the dosage, or I don't know how it works. He don't look comfortable out there.
Herniated myself.
Be some wide open fucking receivers, and he's just like, nope, I'm going this way, away from them. Like, okay, fine.
I mean,
get the 4 yards instead of the goddamn big play, 25, 30 yards.
Is that I thought I stood on it's going to be Russ, because it's like you just want the proven guy. If you're Mike Tomlin, Mike Tomlin's a second chance giver. I mean, he's the guy that they went and traded, or they picked up Dwayne Haskins. You know what I mean? And rest in peace. And then, you know, the other guys that say, hey, Brian Flores, come on over here. You know what I mean? When they were trying to blackball Brian Flores, you know what I mean? And now look at Brian Flores again. Now he's got a DC gig, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he gives second chances. You know what I mean? He's kind of doing that twice in one shot with both Russ and Fields. And if he can, goddamn, he probably looks in the mirror and goes, if I can get in that motherfucker with racist Rudolph and goddamn Kenny throws a Pickett, right? Fuck it, I can get in there with Russ and Fields. But when you're putting the two together, it's gonna be Russ. He's a winner. Fields is fun for fantasy, but you know, and if it's Russ, that run game should be solid, because they're gonna be able to have these long extended drives. Look at Russ's numbers last year with Sean Payton, right? It wasn't the greatest, but they always got down there to the red zone, because you know what I'm saying. He gonna find the running back. He's gonna find a tight end. He can find everything short. He might even scramble a little bit and show them, oh, he got the calf right now. Either way, maybe
let's go rapid fire, guys, because we do have quite a bit of comments here. So Blue Onyx, shout out to Blue Onyx. Please like and subscribe if you get a chance. He's asking, should I keep Chase Brown or Spears on his bench? One roster spot, I'm assuming. I'm gonna have to drop one.
Who are you dropping them for?
No, he's probably just
a team defense or a kicker.
He's probably loaded up and needs to just, you know, get rid of one of these players that's on his bench, is my guess. Like, sometimes your roster spots like that.
To me, it sounds like you might be playing in the team defense kicker league. So I would drop one of them fools and just, like, if it comes down to it, where you gotta make a decision on Monday night, Sunday night, then pick up one of the available options and then make a decision. But right now, I'm not dropping either of them.
Yeah, go send out a lot of 2-for-1s. Go send out a lot of 2-for-1s where you need to try and get a little bit better at that way you can keep up.
Go to the Tony Pasta guy with Spears and another piece and see if you
everything.
Yeah, because you're only doing your league mates a favor by dropping any of these guys. You don't want to make it even better.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Next one coming in from our guy AJ. Odunze or Dobbs?
I'm going Dobbs.
Dobbs. Easy money.
Give me Dobbs.
Yeah, I gotta see it first. What Dune say? Dobbsy.
All right, there we are. There's your answer. Here we go. Your mother saying Garrett Wilson's going to be the wide receiver 1 all season long if Rodgers stays healthy. For sure, Doc, for sure.
I can't argue with that.
People underestimating how much Herbert is going to throw the ball this year too.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
Because they ain't going to be winning no games. They're going to have to. So the Josh Palmers, the Ladd McConkeys, fire them up.
Yeah,
they fucking suck. They're gonna lose a lot of games
on that defense too. I think that they're really gonna have to shock the world, and be a good defense. The Chargers this year, so there's definitely gonna be in some shootouts, giving up a bunch of points.
Jedrick Wills has been ruled out for week 1. Miles Sanders' fingers good to go for Sunday versus New Orleans. Great. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully he doesn't
give him the finger.
Hopefully he doesn't get a lot of work really to get in there and shake things up for the way things are. Khalil Shakir, here we go. DeHalio, man, how do I say this? What the?
DeHalo Pika.
Okay, sure. Khalil Shakir or Najee Harris?
Shout out to DeHalo. That's the homie D.
DeHalo Pickup. I like it. Okay, cool. Khalil Shakir or Najee, man. Sorry we butchered that, but it seems like you just smashed a bunch of letters in there for your name.
I'm pretty sure if like he put if it's phonetically spelled something, we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, probably. We're done.
I actually don't know how to read.
It needs to all just be
spelling one time. I think I can.
I'm a doctor and everything. Okay, was it Khalil Shakir and who versus who?
And Najee.
Your mother says Najee's dust. I don't know. I don't think he's dust quite yet. He's still pretty young.
Maybe because Najee's
he's not dust. But I do like Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Hi, Mom. Yeah, Shakir in this instance probably providing a higher upside play for you if you're rocking that. That's typically what we want to do. We want to inject some volatility, some high upside guys into our lineup.
Yeah,
so
I don't know about the Khalil Shakir thing.
Tino's firmly on the Shakir is the wide receiver 1 over there.
I don't know. I think Curtis Samuel is if he's playing, that man is probably a little bit more talented than Khalil Shakir.
I just think like Shakir's gonna get sprinkled in while they're gonna highlight the shit out of Kincaid and James Cook in the passing game as well. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe we.
Yeah, no, I think with Joe Brady already seeing what Shakir brings within those last few games and them lightweight facing out Stephon Diggs, I think Shakir got to roll over there. I just don't know if it's going to be super important to where he's drawing 8 targets a game, but I think in this first game he's going to be one of the ones that do get favored by Josh Allen 100%. That's why I'm going Shakir over Najee in this one.
Who they playing?
They're playing Arizona.
Oh, so he's gonna get there's no more Brian Murphy there neither. Who's their corner there?
I don't give a fuck. Arizona sucks.
Shakir. Shakir. I like the safety of Najee.
Hey,
Najee gets to the promised land when the weather gets cold. He's the man.
Kidda, man.
There you go. Kidda got his name right, supposedly. So
there it is.
That's what's going on.
All right, guys,
we are approaching the 3-hour mark, and we have another long session this afternoon. I think it's about a good time to put a bow on this one for tonight. Any closing remarks from our panel? Wartime Bogey, you got anything?
Man, it is wartime, and I am Wartime Bogey. And a shout out to everybody that joined us. Be sure to catch us for tonight's coverage, the Playmaker watch party.
Live
from Brazil.
I fucking can't wait for this game. This shit is like that's a second badass matchup. NFL be doing us a big favor today, kicking it off. It's like, hey, you got one thing. We got KC, Baltimore, and now you got Green Bay, Philadelphia. I'm like, oh shit, fucking.
Yep, we got the graphic ready to rock and roll. Got the graphic ready to rock and roll for tonight. There it is. Eagles Packers watch party. Jordan Love loving his Christ right there, the Christ statue. We got the Philly sandwich in Hurt's hands, and we got this Rocky statue. And
Yo, Adrian.
We're ready to roll for tonight, fellas. So Make sure you guys are coming back and picking that up. Not enough fire, bro. I know I should have put more fire. Fire doesn't glow green though, or yellow, or whatever we're gonna go with for tonight. But I'll try to throw some more fire in there for tonight. We'll see what's up. Appreciate everybody rocking with us.
Green fire.
The graffiti under the bridge, right? Man.
Damn straight.
Movies. I don't know anything about Prince's movies, but Graffiti Bridge is one of my favorite movies on my mama.
There you go. Hell yeah, man. So yeah, I'm down with the graffiti look. It looks tight. We're ready to rock for tonight, guys. So make sure everybody's coming back and checking us out. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. We're here to entertain and also bring you all the good fantasy isms. Also, last couple of days coming up here, got about 4 days left on the Neon Peacock t-shirt sale, 40% off the entire website. Make sure you guys are checking that out. Make sure you're rocking with the Heart to Start fantasy podcast, and you guys are liking and subscribing over there, making sure you're checking out all the fire content that JD's bringing us as well. And you're here hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you guys in a few hours. Make sure that you, like I said, like and subscribe. Tell your friends we're going to party tonight. See y'all later.
War.
I'm on my way, babe, but you ain't got no patience. Need a steady hand like a game of operation. I focus right away like the ocean, but you always seem to complicate what my motive is. I'm on my way, baby, while you in my way, baby. I'm on my way, baby, while you in my way, baby. I'm on my way, baby, while you in my way, baby.